All right, what's up, guys? Sorry, a few minutes late. Typical, but a few extra minutes today because of what I put in the chat there. If you didn't see that, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I was getting set up in here, and by the way, good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button. I was pouring out these samples for the Mashbill 2 flight that we're going to do tonight. Buffalo Trace, the Hancock's, Elmer, Blanton's, Rock Hill. And I was going to have Sarah, when she got home, like, I saw that she was on her way home on her location. I was like, all right, I'll have her mix these up for me when she walks in the door before we go live. So I went ahead and mixed them up before I labeled the numbers on the cards. So I don't know what's where. You'll just have to trust me. I promise. But anyways, that's what was going on. So nothing like, about to kick off a live stream and hear someone yakking in the background. Anyways, what's up, guys? We have a really fun night. This is going to be great. She's okay. She's not like sick. It was just, I think, some food stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get started, and she gave me permission to be live, I promise, being a responsible husband, in sickness and in health. We're going to start off, as usual, Eagle Rare Store Pick. This is the one that William Molnar hooked me up with. So thanks, Will. Cheers, guys. Let me know what you're sipping on tonight. I'll kind of run down the live stream. I'll tell you about the giveaway. You can see scrolling at the bottom. We'll get into all that. There's also a few cool samples to throw in that giveaway. 2 winners tonight. Every $5 super chat, as usual. I'm going to track giveaway entries. And of course, if you want to go direct to Venmo or PayPal, skip the YouTube 30% cut. You can always do that. That information's in the description of this video. And yeah, I have a surprise for you in just a few minutes. Let's let a few more folks roll in here. And that is going to be that. So cheers, guys. Nice. So I've been filming videos already today. I started at like 6 or 6:30 maybe. I filmed 2 videos in a row, and I don't like to film before live streams because I get hot and sweaty. You know what I mean? You start drinking a little bit, and then there's the waiting time, and then you start drinking more. I like to get all my drinking done in one sitting. I don't like to extendo drink. So then I went on a walk it off a little bit, got home, had some dinner. Just two small videos, but both of them had a comparison. So it was like 4 teeny pours, and by the end of that, it's like I need some food in my belly. So we're going to get into it now. Let me see who's hanging out tonight. Joe, Travis, what's up, everybody? Josh Fritz. Again, great to meet Josh at EVERNORTH. Mark, Cam, you and your mountain time. Hope you have a great stream hitting the fart sack. Morning comes. I'm not in mountain time, Mark. I'm Eastern. It's just we're going to this later time because the turnout's a little bit better on these. So as you guys make your way in here, hit that like button, please. Christine, Roy, I see everybody in here. Thank you for being here. Cheers, guys. Jeremy, I'm going to take a look at one of your samples tonight, I believe. Maybe 2 of them, actually. I think I forgot to put one of them on the thumbnail, the Frey Ranch. I did. I even downloaded the picture, and I forgot to put it up there. Josh is Cam late. Yeah, unfortunately. Even the mouth wizard answers to someone, says Jeff. What's up, guys? Funny. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Len, Sean, Carter, what's up, guys? Jonathan, Mark, Adam, Paul, P, Tom, Russ, thanks. Yeah, I hope she feels better. I think it'll be okay. This happens sometimes. Anyways, we don't need to get into all that. She's actually just stumbled in. She's so hammered. No, I'm just kidding. Alrighty. So let's talk now about what we're doing tonight. The first thing that we're going to do is knock out this Buffalo Trace flight. I want to do it early on in the stream because I think some folks have been asking about a Mashbill 2 flight. I did this years ago on the channel. Some of these bottles are the same ones from that flight, and some are new bottles. I think 2 or 3 of them are new bottles. So we're going to go through this Mashbill 2 flight from Buffalo Trace. Again, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms, Blanton's, and Hancock's President's Reserve, the one that gets forgotten about often. And we're going to kind of talk about them in the blind. I'll give them a ranking in an order. And remember, they're all single barrels, so your mileage is going to vary on these things. But I've had a lot of folks ask about doing a Mashbill 2 flight. I thought, let's knock this out tonight. We'll do it first. Then we're going to get into some EVERNORTH stuff, and we'll talk about that in a second. Get into some EVERNORTH ryes, and then I have some samples, and I've got some blind pours. We're gonna make our way through a couple of blind pours at the end of this stream, and I'm going to be careful not to overdo it before we get there, because I have more blind samples than I have any business having now, probably close to 100. People have just been sending them, and it's like we're gonna have to cut that off, and I'm gonna have to film a shitload of content to catch up, which is gonna be great. I have so much content for blind flights. It's gonna be fun. Thanks for moving it later. Easier for Pacific, and that's part of the thought too. And also with barrel pick drops, I'm thinking about like I want to give everybody a 2-hour window. I like that instead of the 1-hour crunch. If you forget, you have more time to remember, you know. But I'm also trying to think, if we start at 1 p.m. with the micro batches, that's 10 on the West Coast. That's not super early, but starting at noon or 11 on the East Coast, that gets a little dicey for West Coasters. Will says Eagle Rare picks are better than any mash too. We'll see. Actually, I'll leave this Eagle Rare pick out and I'll put it up against the winner. Why not? So let's quickly talk about the giveaway. Andrew, the Junkies collab vid was unhinged. I loved it. Dude, the one that's coming, I thought it might come out today, but they used a different Thursday video. It's maybe it'll be next Thursday. It's a shit show. And it's so fun. Will, you can send them, man. You can send them. Well, here's what's better for me, Will, is if you send me a flight to do on a stream. I have only a couple of actual flights, but I have a ton of like one-off and head-to-head samples. I would love to have like 1 to 2 more flights for live streams as we get into Map Madness. If you're serious about sending that. If you're just saying that, that's totally cool. Don't worry about it. Okay. Giveaway tonight. Where's it at? Right here. If you're in the Patreon, you know that we went up, Drums and Drams, Patreon members, myself, Sarah, we went up to EverNorth with the Bourbon Junkies, and we picked a barrel of rye whiskey last Thursday, a week ago today. But it was a really, really close blind that we did at the end of that process. The next day we woke up, Friday morning. Sarah and I woke up. We went over to the distillery, finished bottling this literally the day after. And then as Dan and Sean and I were filming, they were like, do you just want to take the second barrel? So we have 2 barrels of rye whiskey, 2 barrel picks from EverNorth. This is Sagamore Rye. They're 6 years old. They're both almost 130 proof. They're going to be dropping at the end of the month on the Patreon. Because we only bottled 1 barrel while I was still up there, I only have bottles from 1 barrel. We're giving those bottles away tonight. We're going to give away 2 of them. So nobody else has this pick. The people that win tonight's giveaway, you're going to be the first ones until the end of June to have this pick. Next week, I'll be giving away 2 bottles of the other barrel, because I'm going back up to Michigan with the Bourbon Junkies on Tuesday of next week to grab those bottles and to hang out a little bit with folks. Nick Jones is going to be up there. It's going to be fun. So next week, we'll give those away. Also, as part of tonight's giveaway, you will get a sample from this large sample bottle. I'll pour you a 1-ouncer for each person of the other barrel. So you will get to taste the other barrel and see if you want to get, if you're in the Patreon, you can snag these things when they release. You're not going to be prohibited from snagging this bottle if you win it tonight. This is a freebie. So you're going to get that sample. And finally, I'm going to give you 3 banger samples from bottles behind me. Chateau de la Baude Batch 1, which we fresh cracked at EverNorth, not Virtue, sorry. Old Grandad Bottled in Bond 1990. And a Michter's 10 A barrel from 2023, the best one that I've had, barrel 26. So 4 1-ounce samples. Each person's going to get a bottle of this unreleased EverNorth rye. I'm going to taste it tonight, halfway through the stream, give you my tasting notes. I'll revamp, talk about the giveaway, remind everybody again. But I will be tasting it from this unmarked bottle off the bottling line that suspiciously says Micro Batches Barrel 3 on it. So there you go. Well, let's get into this blind flight, and we'll get the night going. Bobby, I'm going to be up there Tuesday, and I guess maybe it could be Wednesday morning too, but I'm going to be driving home Wednesday. Johnny, I'll enter the giveaway, but only if it's 1 ounce of her pick. I only have 3.5 ounces here, so I can give away 2 of those tonight. I got to save the rest between now and when I go get the bottles on Tuesday. Will says I can do flights. Awesome. Lynn says I'll send a flight too. If you want to do that, man, maybe 1 flight from Lynn. Will, you talked about it first. If you got 1, if you got up to 2, and then we're good. We're totally good after that. Okay. Thank you, Jay, for the super chat, man. I'll get you in here, and I'll catch up on the Venmos here in a sec. Devin, I haven't tried Rye 6. No, I have Rye 4 with me to compare to the barrel that we picked tonight. We'll do that. All right. So here we go. I'll show you along the way this Mashbill 2 Buffalo Trace flight. Please no spoilers in the chat, but I'll show you on these note cards what I'm drinking, and I won't know, but you will. I have the tops of these cards marked, like the up arrow. So here we go. This is what's in glass number 1. Let's get into it. And, you know, look, these are all the same distillate, similar profiles, obviously. So when I talk about these things on the nose and on the palate, I'll try to talk about them in the terms that make them unique, not necessarily, oh, they all smell and taste like honey, you know? Jason, obligatory rigged post. Nice, man. I love getting a rigged comment. Those are my favorites. I got you in, man, for 2. Thanks. Rye 6 and 7, very good, says Josh. For clarification, they are not. Thank you for that. They're not open Tuesday. I'm just going up to visit. Okay. All right, so first on the nose. All right. So, glass number 1. This is not a particularly fruity. This is very, very much into that creaminess, that honey forward thing, a little bit of like a creamed corn note. And a nice little bit of like an oak spice. This feels like it has a little bit of age to it. I mean, once I start getting into the other ones, it's going to become a little bit more clear in the side-by-sides. Glass 1 I like. I like glass 1. Feels very balanced. These are all going to feel pretty balanced, I think. Hancock's may come off weak, but who knows? Maybe the Blanton's comes off weak, and maybe the Rock Hill is a firebomb, and maybe it's not. I don't know. So let's go to glass 2. I'll do this quickly so you can see what is in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's glass 2. Ooh, glass 2 has more intensity on the nose. It's a youthful white pepper spice. It doesn't feel as creamy, doesn't necessarily feel as balanced on the nose. And youthful. That's much more youthy on the palate to me. All right, guys, I see the super chats coming in on Venmo. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my phone here and get to some of these things. Kind of along the way here. It's completely fair as long as I win. All right. So glass, let's do that quick comparison, 1 to 2. I like 1. I like 1 over 2. Even though it feels softer, it's got this viscosity to it and this creaminess. Let's go glass 3 now. All right. Get it set. Here we go. I actually didn't think these were going to smell this different. Glass 2 is a dark, well, in comparison to these others, which are very, you know, everything's going to be honey forward. Dark caramel in glass 3. Relatively speaking. This is actually getting into a fruit note for me, like a strawberry cream. Standard notes, let's go. Justin, last 4 is 30-30. 3030. And thank you, long-time watcher, first-time commenter. Thanks for being here, man. Jeb, I can't afford super chats. You've done awful things on my wallet. Yeah, I twisted Jeb's arm into buying that Hazmat Nulu on seal box, which I hope we don't regret. Let's just say that. Guys, 109 people in here. Please hit that like button as we go through this Mashbill 2 flight. We'll get some more folks hanging out tonight. We'll get into EVERNORTH. We've got some really, really cool barrel samples, or barrel pick samples, not barrel samples. That's the same thing, right? Barrel pick samples I got to taste, and then some blinds at the end as well. Bookending this night with blinds. All right, glass 3. I want to smell it real quick. Yeah, 2. 2 ain't it. 1. I love 1. Glass 3. Here we go. Ooh. This is good spice, but not youthful spice. It's going to be a shootout between 3 and 1 so far. Very, very cool. 117 people. Thank you guys for being here. Let me know what you're sipping on this evening. Let's see. Toshi with a massive freaking super chat. 20 entries. $100 super chat on Venmo. Says, Cam time. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Toshi. Let's go, man. I just saw that maybe the McGregor-Chandler fight, which obviously has been up in the air, did Mr. Helwani report that it was moving officially? I don't know. I just saw something on Facebook, but you know how reliable that is. Justin Potts in for 4. Thank you, man. $20 super chat says 4 standard entries. If you don't know why that's funny, well, maybe it's not funny at all. But if you do think it's funny, it's because it's of that Bourbon Junkies video. Let's not say funny. Let's say mildly entertaining. Travis, thank you, man. In for 2 $10 super chat. As we move on to glass 4, Travis says, since I'm on vacation, thought you might need some more floor whiskey. All about the floor whiskey, bro. All right, we'll pick it back up on the super chats, but here's what's in glass 4. I feel like the last 2 just suddenly got way darker. Wow. This is oaky. So whereas glass 3, put this down now, whereas glass 3 had more of like this dark caramel by comparison, this is like oaky. All right, let's do 4 to 3. Yeah, 3 with that strawberry cream. I'll stand by that. Now 4 to 1. Oh, that is tough. All right, let's do 4 on the palate now. Wayne. Oh, that's the winner. That's the winner. Whatever that is. Huge presence. Oaky. Great spice. Just balance on the palate. Even if the creaminess and deliciousness of, like, let's say a glass 1 appeals to me just a little bit more subjectively, 9 out of 10 people are going to pick glass 4, I think, because of the way that whole experience just happened. That was awesome. Let's change the music over. Let's go to jazz mix. Actually, let's do this weird mix I haven't played in probably a year. It's just called Drum Album Mix. I think it's kind of weird off-the-wall stuff in the background. We'll just let that play. Maury, where's the Venmo info? It's in the description of the video. So, guys, speaking of the description of the video, we have enough people here now. Some people may have already found this. Let's see if they did. Let's see if anybody found it. Nope. Okay, we have 4 for anybody interested, I'm going to do it here publicly. We have 4 bottles left of the Dark Arts pick. If anybody didn't get one, anybody wants a backup, they are up on Bourbon Outfitter right now. And that link, if you refresh wherever you are, desktop, TV, phone, close out, refresh, whatever, the very bottom of the description of this video says something like super secret Dark Arts drop, and it has a password, which is case sensitive, all caps. If you want it, there you go. There's 4 bottles left. I figured this would be a cool way. Folks have been talking about the pick, positive reception. So if anybody out there actually wanted to try it, there you go. It's in the description of the video. 4 remaining, which were the breakage bottles in case anything went wrong in shipping. Will says, keep up the cam slam. Got to get back to work. Oh, man. Night, Will. Thanks, dude. And did you super chat? You did. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Will. Devin, did you see the 152 proof River Roots California malt pick on Sealbox? I did. I've tasted those barrels. At least 1, maybe 2 of those barrels. I don't know how many they have, actually. Maybe I've only tasted... No, I think I've tasted 2 different barrels. I'm not a fan, personally, but a lot of people are. Number 1, you gotta like malt whiskey. Like, you gotta like American single malt, period. There's a note in there that, for me, is too herbal on the finish. It's kind of hoppy. It's like cannabis, actually, on the finish. And Brian from Sealbox, in his tasting notes, he talked about, like, digestif kind of notes. And that's a different way of interpreting it. And I think a lot of folks are going to see it that way, and some folks are going to see it like I do. So, to me, it's just not my style. But the nose is great. The drinking experience is ridiculous for the proof point. It's just not quite my thing. And I talked to Ryan at River Roots about it. I'm just like, yeah, it's not my thing, but people are going to love this stuff if it's their if it's in their style. Looks like someone snagged one of those dark arts. That's cool. Yeah, if you want one, they're there. I figure they'll probably sell out by the end of the night, but I know it's a lot of money. Shipping's a lot, 25. But you can grab 2 of them if you want. You're not limited to 1. Wayne Arnold got you in for 1, man. Rigged. It's fully equipped and ready to go. Someone had Old Stubborn in the glass. Jeremy, let me know what you think about that Old Stubby. Mixed reviews on Old Stubby. I like it. Will it perform well in blinds? I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it would. Cam is into the wacky weed, says Jay. Tom, what's this Dark Arts pick like? To me, it's like real cream soda. You know, good orange cream notes, too. Maybe some folks in the chat will chime in that have tried it. Okay, let's get back to business here. Let's go glass 4 to glass 3. So 3 is strawberry cream with really good spice. Oh, it is good. A little bit thin on the front of the palate, but it does blossom. Okay, on to 4. I'm telling you, so 4 is actually, like I said, really oaky, but there's still a kind of a youthful corn note in here, youthful grain note. So there's this kind of duality at play. But it's like so wide on the palate. So with that said, the only thing left to do, 2 things left to do. 4 to 1 now. Or let's do 3 to 1, actually. 3 to 1. We've got the last place. Last place is glass 2 pretty easily. Devin says, Dark Arts is very easy drinking with a good amount of sweetness. Most people I've given a sample to have loved it. Leo says, I love the Old Stubborn 2 sample that he won on here. Good. I'm glad you liked it. Paul, have you had any Evans and Pike? I don't think I've heard of that. I saw some new brand today. It was in a bottle kind of shaped like Brothers Bond or something. I couldn't remember the name if I tried right now. It was sourced cast strength MGP bourbon. I don't know what the mash was, like 114 proof, which sounds about right. And I was tempted to buy it but then I saw it distilled in Indiana. It's like, I don't need more NDP MGP with no age statement on it, know nothing about it. I don't need more of that. Like, if you're going to source, like, look, if you're sourcing MGP now and it ain't 10 years old, 11 years old, like the barrels that have been floating around, which the prices on those barrels are fluctuating, right? But we can just say, generally speaking, they're not cheap for that age. If you're not sourcing those barrels, you damn well better tell me enough about your product, because I got enough 6-year MGP to drink for the rest of my life. Actually, I'm trying to get rid of it. It's like, I don't want any more of this. This was another one I picked up recently. This Ohio brand that I saw. This was like a couple months ago. I brought her on a live stream. It was like a marathon tasting stream. But look, this says non-chill filtered, barrel aged 7 years, 115 proof. Like, you get the information here, and on their website they give you the mash bill, which I wish it was on the bottle. That would be great. It's very clear what it is. It's bourbon. I think it's a 21% rye mash, if I remember. Like, if you're going to source MGP, you have to tell me about it if it's going to be young stuff like this. And if there's something different about it, be specific. Like, why is it different? You know, if there's not anything different, then put it in a pretty bottle. You got to do something or make a great price point. Today's pour says, opening my first Blanton's on my wedding anniversary. Cheers. Cheers to that. That's awesome. When's the anniversary? David King got you in for 2. Thank you. Listen to the music. It's so goofy. What is this? I don't know. I made this mix years ago from some stuff I found on Epidemic Sound, which is like royalty free. Yeah. Up to my eyeballs in 6-year MGP. Yeah, so we're about 4 feet up, you know? That's funny. Okay. glass 3 to glass 1. People probably don't even remember which one is which at this point. I'm not going to remind you because we're almost done. This is glass 1. Man, that is spectacular. It's so balanced. It is a shorter finish, but but it's appropriate for the proof that it feels like it is. You know what I mean? Now on to glass 3. That's a toss-up. Okay, I'm going to go with my gut on this, though. Glass 4 is the winner. Glass 1 is second, even though it's a little bit less intense. Glass 3 is in third. Glass 2 is in last. So let's start with the last place. Glass 2, I don't know what it is. Let's see. Hancock's. Hancock's in last place. And, you know, it wasn't actually the proof or like what I perceived to be the proof that turned me off. It feels, this particular single barrel, remember they're all single barrels, feels youthful to me. Very, very corny. All right, 2 dark arts left. Cool. Yeah, that's just, it's kind of bitter too, like bitter grain. I don't know about that. All right, so glass 3 is in third. With the amount of spice I got on this could be the Rock Hill Farms. Ooh, it's the Blantons. Horsey. There you go. So Blanton's in third. And this was a toss-up because I actually really like this. For the spice and for the strawberry cream. Okay, so that means I bet you this is Elmer T. Lee, glass 1. Let's see. Yeah. Elmer T. Lee's great. And I'm glad I picked this over the Blands. It's just that rich mouthfeel. And I've always thought that that's what Elmer had. Even at 90 proof, people can bitch and moan, and rightfully so, that it's a $40 bottle and you should never pay more than that. I would pay more than that. I don't want to pay $250 or $225, whatever secondary is. But I kind of like this stuff. I would go up to like 80, 100 on this, you know, based on rarity. And all the Elmer barrels that I've tried, I thought they were really good and like disproportionately creamy for a 90 proof product. Today's pour, are those whiskey shells behind you DIY? No, these are Amazon bought. I bought them, I don't know, 3 years ago almost. I'd have to dig back to find out which ones they were. And it's a unit of 3, and then this is actually the corner of the room behind this. And that one's just like its own individual unit that's kind of offset. Elmer did not win. So glass 4 is the winner, which is Rock Hill Farms. And that does make sense to me. This one, the oak on this, blows the other ones away. Yeah. Yeah. It's really nice to taste a Mashbill 2 product, which is known as being so kind of light, honeyed, but also with a good amount of spice from the higher rye content. It's really nice to taste one of these products that has some considerable amount of oak, because I think most of the time in this line, we're probably getting pretty young barrels at this point because demand is so high, I would have to assume. So the oak is a welcome thing for me. And when are they going to release a Mashbill 2 product that's like age stated at 12 years? We need something. We really need something. I know people are going to talk about the Japanese, the Japanese company Takara and the brand and all that. I know. Age International, whatever that situation is, but man. All right, so I got David King. Let's see, Noah P. What's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. 4 entries. It says, picked up an Old Stubborn Batch 2 after hearing you recommend it. Really like it. Tastes like a crafty GTS. Yeah, Noah, so the more that I've drank mine down, it is developing a little bit more of that. For me, I'm not going to call it so much a crafty note because it's not like dirt and farmy. It's more of that, like I just call it a pot still note. It has that like thick, kind of, I don't know, profile to it. A little fatty or something. Yeah, interesting. Crafty GTS. The leather note on the back end reminds me of Heaven Hill 17 and GTS, for sure. I wish that note was on the actual palate, though. That would be great. There we go. Maury is sipping on some Old Stubborn. Thanks again for the tip. So much chocolate cake. Yeah, it's very chocolatey for me. It's chocolate and then it's fresh berries. Coffee Gaming. How does the Buffalo Trace kosher rye recipe compare to Elmer? I don't know if I've had that. You know what I've never done? I've never done a side-by-side of all the koshers. I've tasted, I think, 2 of the 3, both in one-off situations, and I just don't remember them. I don't remember which one was which, but the only tasting of those that I remember, I did not like it because I thought it tasted really young and very grain-forward. Jonathan says only 1 Dark Arts left. Nice. Thank you guys for snagging those. I've been asking Ryan from Bourbon Outfitter, if we're going to have any left over. So I'm excited that maybe some new folks got them. Maybe some people are getting backups. I don't know. Casket Salesman, I do have a soft spot for Rock Hills. Yeah, me too. Me too. Whew. All right, let's... Oh, and now I need to... Real quick, Rock Hill versus the Eagle Rare store pick. That's what Will Molinar said before he signed off. Yeah, the Eagle Rare on the nose. I mean, it's just the age, and the profile's more filled out, and there's more dark fruit. The Rock Hill is spicier, obviously. And you do get that oak note that I talked about, but when you do it side by side with the Eagle Rare is just so much darker and richer that the oak is not as impactful from the Rock Hill because you are doing the comparison. Justin, is Charter Oak Mashbill 2? I'm not sure. I think it's Mashbill 1, but not positive. On the palate, though, I think the Rock Hill probably wins. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get a couple of these things out of the way. I'm going to take a second to clear the table. Okay. What do we have here? What was this? I think that's the Elmer. Not sure, though. All right, we'll leave these Buffalo Trace bottles on the table. So let's get into some EVERNORTH stuff now. Does anybody know about the Charter Oak Mashbill 1? Okay, there you go, Mashbill 1. Cool. I actually want to show you guys the stickers we're going to put on these EVERNORTH picks. Let me upload them real quick to this app that I'm running through. Oh, look what the last thing I uploaded was this. I can't wait to put this on a bottle. Oh my god, I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be good. Okay. Add overlay. Let's see here real quick. Yes, great. So what I have in front of me now, including this sample bottle, looks like the Dark Arts is sold out. Thank you, guys. Not that I make any money on these, but thank you. I hope you enjoy them. I really do. So what we have in front of me, here, this is the first barrel that we picked from EVERNORTH. We can call this, this is kind of like a husband-wife thing, even though we're not the only ones that picked them. There was a team of awesome people, Tony, Russ, Brett, Devin, who helped us out. Brandon was there taking pictures, which turned out amazing. And obviously Dan and Sean, everybody else that we met that day. But this is the first barrel that I kind of overruled and picked, which was maybe a stupid move. And then this is the one that Sarah liked the best, along with a couple of other folks. I think Russ and Devin maybe liked this barrel maybe a bit more. So we're going to taste those. And then I've got Rye 4, which some of you might have this one to compare it to. I don't have Rye 6 in front of me, but that's okay. So let's get a little pour of these. Got to leave enough of that sample. So with all the micro batching and all the laser code shenanigans that went on with C923 Elijah Craig, and now the jokes are flying around because of B524. People having mixed reviews of B524, and some people are making subtle digs about the laser code thing, which is fine. I think I've gotten a little used to that, but some people are just having fun with it and being lighthearted comments. Either way, it's kind of the time now to have a micro batches sticker for some barrel picks. The junkies like to do circle barrel picks on their bottles, and they put them down here in this area, so like a gold 2-inch circle. So I tried to match up the colors to the gold that they use on the labels. This is holographic, so you have to do your best to match the base color of that, or somewhere between the shiny and the base. So here we go. This is this is my sticker, okay? So look at this. we have a laser code, but we can't put it on the bottle with an actual laser, right? We can't print it on the bottle. So it's going to go on the sticker. So EN1594-CL03, and Sarah's barrel that she liked the best. There, you saw it change. EN1654-SL11. So if you're wondering what this means, it's like the Elijah Craig barrel codes. EN stands for EVERNORTH, which was the bottling line. 159 is the day of the year. So 159th day of the year was June 7th, I think. 4 stands for 2024. So that's exactly how Elijah Craig does it. And then we added the dash. CL are my initials. 03, it was a third barrel that we tasted that day, which is why on this bottle you see barrel 3. And then for Sarah, her barrel was just bottled today, which is great. It's a week between our bottlings, just like the Elijah Craig fiasco. So hers was bottled today. 165, you can see it's 6 days later after my 159, 4 for 2024, and then SL for Sarah Leach, and 11, because hers was barrel 11 of 11 that we tasted that day. So that's going to be the stickers that are going to go on these bottles. Paul P, Cam, is your pick Sagamore Distillate MG? So the pick is Sagamore Distillate. And it's, yeah. So the Mashbill on these, 52 rye, 43 corn, 5 malted barley. I love this Mashbill. All of these, like rye 4 is 128 proof. That's not going to have the proof on it. The one that, the first one we picked is 64.9. And then the Sarah's was bottled today, the barrel 11, that one's 64.8. So there's 1/10 of a proof point difference between the two barrels. Okay, let me see here. God, I hope there are multiple slightly different batch stickers. You know what I should do? I should, oh my God, I'm totally going to do this. I'm going to make one a slightly different tint of the same color. Oh my God, I'm so going to do that. Or we could gradient, but like the most subtle gradient from one side of the sticker to the other, and it just gets a little bit darker, you know? Oh, good God. Russ says the pics are fire. Oh, the photographs, not the pics. Both pics and pics were fire. Casket Salesman. Those ryes are calling my name. Yeah, so look, I mean, we are going to leave a little bit behind at EVERNORTH. Not a lot. Sarah's barrel, and sorry that I refer to that. I hope that doesn't make Devin, Russ, Tony, and Brett upset. I'm going to call it Sarah's barrel. That barrel had a much higher yield. Well, 20 more bottles. So there's going to be a couple extra cases of that at EVERNORTH. Maybe 2 more than the first pick. I think there's going to be like 1 case for sale. But the rest, we're sending 26 cases of the first barrel, and we're sending 28 cases of Sarah's barrel to Bourbon Outfitter. So it's like 325 bottles or something that we're sending. Maybe a little bit more. And I expect a lot of people want to buy the set, and then there's going to be some individual of the second barrel left over. And that's the darker profile, so I think folks will jump on that too. Casey, sipping on 4-gate Kelvin 6 and 10-year foundation. Any thoughts? Kelvin 6 to me is just so finished. It's kind of, maybe in a finished whiskey fight, I would like that. But when I'm just drinking regular stuff and trying to put that in the mix, it's like throwing a liqueur almost into a flight. 10-Year Foundation, I don't think I've tried that one. Is that the Kentucky Foundation, which presumably would be Four Roses? Or maybe Heaven Hill? I think they were sourcing from both of those guys. Casket Salesman got you in. Sorry about that. Need to finish filling this out. 2 entries. All right. Jay Boogie snagged a Dark Arts pick. Good thing I get paid tonight. Nice. Russ says, the picks are fire. Thank goodness we got the second. Sarah got it right. This stuff at the price point is next level. Yeah, it is. Casket Salesman, that's 2 double rye drops I'm aiming for now. I can't believe we have 2 weird. Okay, I should form a full sentence and then move on to the next sentence. That's how talking goes. We have a double rye drop at the end of this month, and then we're doing a double rye 11.5 MGP double drop at the end of July from River Roots. So it's going to be a lot of rye, but I keep saying 2024 is the year of the rye whiskey, and I do believe that. Santiago TC13 in for 4 says, nothing in my glass watching at work, don't tell anyone. We won't tell. We won't tell. All right, let me get the Venmos back up here, and we will look at this in a second. Chris, I'm slowly converting to all ryes. I need to get the River Roots bourbon. Russ, and yeah, by the way, all of these Sagamore ryes we picked at EVERNORTH are Kelvin barrels. Cool. So let's do this. I'm going to start by tasting the first barrel that we selected. Where's it at here? Okay. And give me just a second. Doing too many things at once. All right. So we're going to start now with this first barrel we picked at 64.9%. Oh, God. Okay. So this barrel it's so fruit forward for me. It's like fresh cherries. Oh, man. So, yeah, there's like fresh cherries, a lot of kind of bright, airy vanilla sweetness. I think I may have used the words like whipped cream or something like that. It's like a kind of like a whipped cream note. And on the pick, a lot of folks, we were kind of referring to this as like the Buffalo Trace barrel, like Buffalo Trace profile. There are rye elements in here. There is like a nice kind of, it's not a super bright cinnamon spice, but there is a cinnamon spice going on. And there are other fruit notes in here too, like some kind of peachy, apricot-y kind of thing. Yeah, and some herbal spice as well. There is an oak note, but it's not dark and funky oak. It's like clean, middle-of-the-road oak that gives it some spice. So this first barrel, one of the big reasons I think we liked it, and it was in our top 3 on the pick, was just because of how fruity it was. Like, you know, we're going through rye whiskeys. You don't expect to find something that's this fruity. And I've been referring to the profile as like a very clean profile. It's not funky, it's not weird. It's very, very clean and focused. Oh, God. We haven't yet picked a whiskey for the channel that is fruit forward like this. We've gone for all these funky barrels. And this one, it's so much cherry. It's like, you gotta like cherry notes in your whiskey. Oh my God, it's so good. And spice wise, very, very intense. Like, because it is a more focused fruity profile, that's a little bit on the lighter, brighter side of like the flavor spectrum. The spice feels more intense because of that, which allows it to have a very long finish. but it's proofy. I think this one's proofy. And this is not the proofiest barrel that we tasted. We had some that were smacking you in the face. This one actually felt light when we were going through them all outside. When we were going through the 11 barrels, barrel 3 kind of felt a little light. It's spicy. Very, very spicy. But it's not medicinal cherry casket salesman. Not even close. It's fresh cherries. Like, and maybe you say like strawberries and whipped cream or something. Like that's a great note. Jesse, so the antithesis of the funky monkey profile then. Yeah, this is the complete opposite of that profile. Which, I don't know if I've shown those on here. I don't know if I have those uploaded. Maybe I've not shown those publicly. We can do that in a little bit, I guess. All right, so now on to, is that Brandon? What's up, Brandon? Joe says the batch 6 has BT elements. It reminds me of Eagle Rare. Okay, so maybe it's kind of in that same vein. Brandon, tried your pick again today. Definitely got a cool chocolate-covered cherry note, heavy on the cherry. Yeah, Dan said that you guys were pouring the pick for people and that and they were enjoying it, which is good to hear. But then if you pour Sarah's, then they're going to say, well, that one's better. David, is it limit 1 of each Evernorth? Yes, it's going to be limit 1 of each. That's going to go through the $5 tier too. I want everybody to have the chance to get 1 of each. It's going to, they might literally sell out in the Patreon. It might not go public. I'm not sure. It'll make it to the $5 tier, but I don't know if it's going to make it out. And then before it goes public, we will go back around for duplicates of each. And I might limit that to another round of limit 1. I don't know. I got to think about it. And we'll just see at the end of the day where we land, because the going back through might not happen until the next day. I'm not sure. I really need to think about that. But we have till the end of the month. Tomorrow we're dropping a barrel. Actually, I keep forgetting that we're dropping a barrel tomorrow. The Midwest Spirits wheat whiskey, but that's going to sell out fast. There's like 70 bottles or 75 bottles now after the pick team snagged theirs. All right, so on to Sarah's barrel now. Let's do a quick side-by-side. Yeah. What's up, Tony Bag of Donuts? Cheers, Cam. Excited for the Middle West tomorrow. Yeah, I can't wait. I hope people enjoy that one. All right, Sarah's pick. Darker on the nose. This has a spicy kind of Dr. Peppery Coca-Cola kind of note. Still sweet, though. There's still elements. Like, the barrels aren't wildly different, but they're different enough to recognize it. There are still elements of those cherry notes and things from the first barrel, but it's all just a little bit darker. It's a dirtier profile. I think, I was typing my notes up. I think I used the word rugged on this. So Sarah picked the more rugged profile. Go figure. That's a knock on me, not on her. Oh, God. The palate is like more enveloping, more intense. It's actually a little bit drying. And this is a barrel sample, not off the bottling line. Things can change just a little bit once the barrel gets dumped. Things will change. It is a little bit drying. Like, it just is what it is. But to me, that is worth it for the profile being what it is, which is, yeah, it's kind of gritty and intense. More barrel char on this one. More of like, you might go espresso. The cherry note is darker. It's not that fresh cherry thing. So I think no matter which one you get, you'll like it. If you like darker profiles in general, and you don't mind a little bit of a dryness towards the end of the palate, Sarah's barrel is going to be it. And then the first pick that we did, obviously fresher. And if you want kind of like the more clean cherry thing, that's going to be it for you. And again, like the spice on the first one is like this, and the spice on the second one is like this. It spreads out more on the palate. and oak on the back end of that second pick, whereas the first one doesn't have any kind of aged oak funk that hangs around. This one does. So yeah, if you buy both of them, I can't wait to hear which one you think is better. So let's go into rye 4 now, which is Sagamore distillate, a little bit younger it looks like, so that's 5 years old. Basically the same proof. Let's see which one this relates to the most. Huh. So I like Rye 4 a lot. I love this bottle when I got it. It feels really hot to me right now, actually. Weirdly hot. Weirdly like ethanol and kind of bright. The profile is not as clear on the nose. And maybe on the palate that's going to change because that is a possibility. But this one has more of like an apple skin kind of note to it. Tons of pepper spice. All right. It drinks so good, though. But the notes, there's not a clear fruit note on this. It's a little bit more kind of integrated and masked with other things. Yeah, and the two that we picked are definitely more cherry, which is, brighter and darker cherry, I would say stand out more to me. This one has a great balance on the palate, but it does feel brighter just overall. And it is a year younger, maybe some months younger, I'm not sure. I loved Rye 4. I haven't done this comparison yet, so I'm actually kind of surprised by that. Devin, everyone buy Barrel 3 and don't buy Barrel 11. In Cam we trust. Yeah, okay. All right. So again, for the 130 people in here, the reason we're doing this tasting, besides just recapping the barrel pick, which I did get a bunch of footage, and I'm working on putting a vlog together for this. Finally, I'm going to do a freaking barrel pick vlog. I think I've got everything I need. If I didn't like sign off well or end it, I'm going to film going back up on this coming Tuesday. When I go back up to EVERNORTH, I could always throw in some of that footage to kind of round it all out. Footage of us. Well, they already have the second one bottled, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But the giveaway tonight, again, is the first pick we talked about, the super clean cherry profile. That pick, giving away 2 bottles tonight with a sample of the other one. And Chateau de la Baude Batch 1 sample, Micterson 2023A sample, and Old Granddad 1990 8-year bottled and bond sample from National Distillers. 2 winners. Next week, we'll do the same kind of giveaway, but it's going to be for the other pick, a bottle of this one. 2 winners with some additional samples, too. Mark, it's not that your camera, it's not that it didn't turn out. I think we could have put something together. What I'm finding with this vlogging thing, because I vlogged the first river routes, and I kind of got into it, and then you kind of have to know, you can't predict what's going to happen, but it's almost like you have to know what to capture in the moment. And the first river routes, I wasn't as willing to pull my camera out in the middle of a conversation and interrupt the flow by having it. I just wanted to be in the moment and do the barrel pick. And at EVERNORTH, it was a little bit more like, hey, I've got my camera out, and I don't like that, but it is better. The footage is better if you do that. Brandon, yeah, Dan said 191 bottles in the second barrel, which I thought it was going to be lighter. Given the profile, I thought it was going to be a much lighter barrel. So, okay, so that's the giveaway tonight. We're through those now. Let's get into... I'm going to pour Sarah's back. Oh, man. Okay, so the more that this sample is open, the funkier it gets, the second barrel. So I think after they dumped it today, it's probably going to have more funk to it. Because after you dump it and the barrel gets exposed to all of that air, it sweetens up. A little bit of spice falls off just a teeny bit, like the edge, and funk comes out. That's my experience. I hope that was the right one. I think it was. Okay. Let's get on to some barrel pick samples or single barrel samples that I want to try, which I think most of them are barrel picks. Devin, maybe see if someone wants to volunteer film. Yeah, I don't like volunteer. If someone's going to do it, I want to pay them. I've thought about, depending on where we go, like hiring a videographer for each town. Yeah, and it was great that Brandon was taking pictures, but Jesse, that's funny. Yeah, I'm glad that Brandon was here doing that. Okay. Glasses. Clean. No, that's not clean. Okay. So here's what we've got. We're not going to do that one first. That's 153 proof. We are going to do... Yeah, so we're going to do this first. Old Bones 18-year Canadian rye. So Jeremy H. in the live chat, if he's still here, this is his sample, as is the next one that I'm going to taste. I'll pour it out right now, which is Frey Ranch Rye Single Barrel at 134.3. And then Brett, I'm not sure if Brett is in the house, but Brett sent along this J. Rieger. It's a Minnick pick, so Club Marzipan, 153 proof. I'm going to do one very small sip of that. What's up, dude? So, speaking of driftless, Devin hooked it up at the pick with this bottle. 124 proof, 5+ year Hoffman's pick. Color ridiculous. This is so fruity. We tasted it at the pick, I think. But I tasted it earlier today, too. The rye is a small batch. Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. I'm curious to taste it, though. I've been seeing these Old Bones pop up. Old Bones 18-year Canadian rye, 120 proof. Let's start with that real quick. 7.5 years old on that rye, Devin. So, anyways, I do want to do a Driftless Glen pick. I have a short list right now of distilleries to reach out to. Probably do it after this weekend. I'm going to kind of blast out to 5 different distilleries and just see what they come back with, what the scheduling is like with operations that I'm not as familiar with. Because everything we've done so far, they've been personal connections and friends. So now kind of the cold calling starts for barrel picks. Oh my God, Bobby. I have an 8-year, 10-month hazmat rye from Driftless. Yeah, I would, that would be fun to taste. I don't know how they get the flavor profile on these ryes. I don't know how they taste like peach rings. Every single pick, I'm like, that tastes like peach rings. Why does it taste that way? It's like apricot brandy finished. Okay, so, this Old Bone smells like pretty damn good. I usually swear off Canadian whiskey. Even Found North, I'm not the biggest fan of. This smells very nice. It's leathery to the extreme. It's leathery and it's like blueberry. So as clear as the cherry note was in this EVERNORTH pick is how clear this blueberry note is in the Old Bones. And I said peach rings, and now it's in my head, and I'm getting peach rings on this. I've been using that note a lot. I need to stop. But I do differentiate between peach rings and baked peach. I'm trying to differentiate between those when I get profiles that are as obvious in one direction. Wow, this is chocolate. There's a little chocolate maltiness actually on the Old Bones. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's got a little American single malt quality to it. That's really good. It's aggressive, like Canadian whiskey is. It's sharp. The spice hits first, and the flavors trail pretty far behind. Eventually, they do meet up with the spice, and things balance out kind of in the back of the sip. That's so fruity. What? I gotta look this up, man. What's going on with this Old Bones? Old Bones, 18-year Canadian. That might pull something up weird if I Google that. Is there any info on this? This is a single barrel that they're talking about. Is it the 15-year reserve is it actually 18? Is that what's going on here? It's bottled under a 15-year label, but it's actually 18 years old. Someone's saying that on, I think that was Reddit. I just scrolled by. Because it does say, oh, our first batch was aged for 18 years, 6 months, they say. Distilled, here we go. Distilled just outside of Montreal, this release has a mash bill with a higher percentage of corn than our usual rye mash bills. This gives the whiskey a unique sweetness that sets it apart from our other ryes. It does have some good sweetness to it. We rebarreled this whiskey in a new number 3 char barrel for 15 months before bottling it to further develop the complexity. You know, I can smell that a little bit, but it doesn't smell like toasted or like heavy double oaked. Like, and you can get, even though it's Canadian whiskey, it's a lighter profile, you can still make it taste like a super heavily double oaked American whiskey on that finishing note if you finish it too long. While the Old Bones 15-year reserve labels used for rye that's been aged for at least 15 years, we do not bottle any whiskey till it meets our high standards. Because of this, our first batch was aged for 18 and a half years. Jeez. 121 cases produced. That's not a lot. Mash bill, 53 rye, 39 corn, 8 malted barley. That's very damn close to the Sagamore mash bill. This is good whiskey. Like, I really, really enjoy this. It's so strangely fruity and chocolatey for a Canadian whiskey that I can't wrap my head around that. That's the first Canadian whiskey, I think, that I would say I absolutely would want to have a bottle of that. Okay. I'm stoked. That's great. Thank you, Jeremy. Devin, did you try that sample, the 19-year Canadian rye from Mammoth? No, I don't think I've done that yet. Devin, I have some of your samples blind that I'm going to be doing at the end of this stream, by the way. I think I have an Amy. Is that an Amy sample? And I think I've got 2 sets of 2 from you, Devin, from your first batch that you sent. Cam, if you do a Driftless Glen pick, let me know it's in my backyard. I will let you know. Oh, it's a single. Oh, this is a single barrel. Either way, it's good. All right, on to the Frey Ranch now. Same, also from Jeremy. This is a 134.3 proofer. Many Christmas. So the reason I really wanted to taste this Frey Ranch tonight is because this coming, you can't say that, a week from today, next Thursday, from 5 to 7 p.m. or something, the owners of Frey Ranch, I think it's a couple, one is going to be at one store in Columbus and the other is going to be at another store, and they're going to be doing like meet and greet type things. So I'm planning to show up to one of those stores. I would like to meet the owners, and I hate to just like talk business, so I'm not going to go right into it. But if the conversation is good, I'm going to show up close to the end, I think, when you can usually catch people and things are winding down. If the conversation's going well, I'm going to bring up the idea of doing a Frey Ranch pick. This is pretty cool on the nose. So this is a rye. This smells like it's so buttercream and brown buttery on the nose. This note is the same kind of note that Larceny Barrel Proof C923 has, the sweetness that everybody likes in that batch. And this is a rye. So it has the spice, but to have that creaminess on top. Oh, dear God. There's a weird herbal thing in here, though. What is that? Only one thing I don't like about this. It's like a broccoli note. Like vegetal almost. There's one note in here. But it doesn't matter. That's cool whiskey. That's very, very good whiskey. Especially for I guess we would consider them a craft distillery, right? Wow. I mean, that is a powerful sip. 134. I mean, it's every bit of that. I'm getting that note on the nose now. What is that? It's a little vegetal. Broccolini? Big grape notes in here. If I could just eliminate that one note, this could be like a nearly perfect kind of whiskey for me. Damn, that is cool. No, Chris, I know broccoli's not an herb. I was searching, bro. I was searching. Find out which store Colby is at. Okay, so maybe Colby. I'll go to wherever that is and try to meet him. Spinach. Casket sales. Maybe spinach. It could be spinach. It's weird. I don't hate it. And it's pretty subtle, but I think I'm just kind of blowing it out of proportion because it's so weird. It's 100% rye. Wow. Zachary Campbell. I had a Sealbox pick of the bourbon from the first release. It tastes like a butterscotch dipped flower stem. That is such a good way of putting that because that's kind of right on with this. Weird, but great. Man, flower stem is a cool note. You break the dandelion in half when you're a kid. You lick it. It's got that it's like licking a 9-volt battery. All right. I like it. So on to the last sample in this little quick review portion, I guess. Is going to be this J. Rieger. You're tasting the farm, says Lynn. Jay Boogie comparing some Larceny C922, C923 after watching the B524 video today. Which one do you like better? Nate introduced us to them at Pours one year, and we've loved them ever since. Brussels sprouts charred with balsamic vinegar, so specific. But every Brussels sprout nowadays, we're in the 2010s and 2020s. Every Brussels sprout must be charred with balsamic vinegar, right? Every restaurant you go to, shaved Brussels sprouts, charred. It's on everything. There's a place here in Columbus that puts that on their egg sandwiches. And I'm like, that's a little sacrilegious. Just make a damn egg sandwich. Put cheddar cheese. Put some bacon. If you want to add a little hollandaise, do that. Don't put fucking charred Brussels sprouts on your egg sandwich. Are you psychotic? Next is going to be carrots. We don't need carrots on egg sandwiches. Farm to tongue, says Casket Salesman. All right, Kansas City, Rieger, if you ever go there, get the beer cheese pretzel. It is to die for. That sounds like GI problems for me. Okay, here we go. This is the Minnick pick. Color, dark. Don't know anything about this. Don't know the age. I just know that it's 153 proof. Whew. And it is hot on the nose. I mean, this is one you can't put your nose in the glass. There's a chocolate maltiness to this, like malted milk ball. Man, it's almost so alcoholic that it's hard to get to the notes. You have to keep it very far away from your nose. There are eggs in carrot cake, says Sean. Well, that's the reverse, dude. I'm talking about carrots in your eggs, not eggs in your carrots. The farm note is not similar to... No, Justin, and frankly, I wouldn't call that a farm note. I would call it a vegetal note in the Frey Ranch. Everyone's talking about farm to glass, and it's funny to say, but I don't think it's actually a farmy note. No, it doesn't compare to the Detling. Bro, Chris, it is Brekkie Shack that I'm talking about. And listen, I'll eat that egg sandwich. It's good. But we don't need the damn Brussels sprouts on it. We don't need it. No, I would rather go to the Locks or Locks or whatever it's called, or Town Hall. Well, admittedly, this is what I do. On the weekends, on DoorDash, Saturdays and Sundays, Town Hall has a Locks bagel available. And I've never been to Town Hall. You live kind of down that way. I don't know what it's like inside, if it's like a food court type thing. But they have a Locks bagel on DoorDash. And every third weekend on a Saturday morning, I wake up and I order that damn thing. And that's my morning splurge. All right, this Rieger is just firebomb. I don't dislike it. It's like it has that Coy Hill effect on your nose where you're just like, I don't know what to do with this. There's so much overwhelming aroma, I guess, on this. The palate is cool, but it's hot. I don't think humans were... Oh my God, it's like chocolatey as shit. Once the thing hits you, it just goes completely chocolate. I don't think humans were meant to drink 153 proof, though. This cannot be good for you. I like it. I couldn't drink this stuff, though. It is legitimately... I've had no water. That's not good. This is legitimately too hot. Okay. Chris, Fox and Snow has the best egg sandwich, but the Locks pastrami on sea salt urban and add egg. Okay, I gotta try this, dude. So yeah, my sister works at Fox in the Snow. So every once in a while, Sarah, I'll still be asleep. Sarah wakes up early. Sarah will walk to Fox in the Snow, and my sister will just comp her an egg sandwich, and I'll wake up to Sarah bringing me an egg sandwich. It's like the greatest thing on earth. Wow, okay, so the Rieger, once you add water, it is definitely getting craftier, I would say. Hangover Easy. We've gone to Hangover Easy a few times. That's more like garbage plate type, you know, like really, I feel like shit after I eat there. That's what I'm trying to say. Hangover Easy, after I eat there, I feel hungover, and then it ruins my day. But it's good if you want to just annihilate your body. All right. With some water now. Damn, that's good. That's really good with water. I think like if you could find a barrel of this J. Rieger that's like 135 proof, not 153. I know people love stats on paper and they buy hazmat. This whiskey doesn't need that. It maybe up to 140. I probably just cut it down to, let's say it's 140 or so now. This is where the sweet spot is. It's so chocolatey. It's like chocolate covered cherries, very, very dark cherries. It still is kind of crafty and a little bit granular. Like you get that kind of textured feel from the chocolate notes on here. Like you're eating, I don't know. What's like a textured chocolate thing that you can eat? I don't know. Fudge brownie. Kind of, you know, it's soft, but maybe the top of a fudge brownie, the crispy part where it's a little textured. It's got that sensation to it. The balance gets so much better with water. I'm like, I took 2 sips of that and it went straight to my head. I can feel it. No more. Yeah, Chris, that's it, man. The dirty and Hangover Easy. You eat that shit and you're done. You're done. I mean, I gotta go take a nap after I eat that. Jason, sorry for the Columbus talk, guys. Got a tip from my local favorite distiller to try out Copper Fox Distillery out of Virginia. Anyone tried them? I've not tried them. Anybody in the chat? Chocolate wafer, Mark. That's a good call. That's a good call. Maybe. Yeah. It's like a chocolate waffle cone. I think I've said that before. One other time. Crunch bars, maybe. Yeah. Crunch bars is a good call because there's the rice, like the crispy thing in there. And this has that. You guys are both right. Nice. I like that. That is about as crafty. Like if we ever did a barrel pick with something that had some craft notes to it, that's about as crafty as I would feel comfortable going right now We have almost 200 in the Patreon, which is amazing. And I think there's only 2 spots left in the top 2 tiers. A lot of the people the other day jumped from 25 to 50 after the 25 sold out, which was interesting. This is as crafty as I would want to go on a barrel pick. This or like Detling. Any craftier than that, it's not going to sell. And it wouldn't be that interesting, I think, anyways. So this might be a place to check out. Jay Rieger. Let me make sure I've got, I'm caught up. I got to get these Venmo super chats now. Oh my good Lord. We're going to blast through them here in a second. We're going to do the giveaway. Let's say 10:45 we do the giveaway. So there's 20 minutes left in the giveaway. Joe, what's up, dude? And thank you for jumping into the micro batches here today. Got you in for 2, man. Okay. Let's grab these super chats. So this is going to be blasting through Venmo super chats, y'all. Sorry in advance, but I have to thank everybody because this is... Wow. This is amazing, and this is how the channel... This is the only thing that makes the channel possible at this point. Everybody's support has been unbelievable recently. Just a couple of cool things real quick. We hit 8,000 subs, I think, yesterday. Yeah, we're 8,042 subs. So we kind of shot up just a bit after the Junkies posted that video, after the Elijah Craig Larceny reviews this week. Subs have been great. The Patreon is exploding, and I cannot believe it. I'm having like these weird pinch me moments with everybody jumping in, and I know a lot of it's probably because the EverNorth pick. I get it, but even just seeing the growth, even if it goes away afterwards, is pretty wild. And so thank you. Thank you so much. Jeez. It's weird. It's kind of weird on this end. It's weird. Yeah. Okay. Let's get it together, Cam. I think I left off with Travis earlier. Pretty positive. Yes. So, here we go. Michael Schneider. In for $3, $15 super chat said, if you recommend a Shook barrel, I'll gladly accept it. If you recommend a Shook barrel, Shook had nothing to do with these barrels. Sarah, it's a Sarah barrel. You got to get that one. Amy, thank you, Michael. Amy, in for 4, I gotcha, says, cheers, Cam and crew. Thank you. Bobby Holton. Bobby Holton, in for 2.5. In for 5, man. Thank you. $25 super chat says, exclusive EverNorth, count me in. You got it. You got it. There's going to be more next week. We'll give away both these barrels, samples of the others, vice versa. And then hopefully folks that win these bottles, I hope that some of them are in the Patreon and in the Discord and can, or even the Facebook page, the Bourbon Junkies Facebook group, and can share their thoughts on the barrels before they go live for sale. That would be great. Sean O'Donovan says live stream 6/13/24 with $10 super chat. Thank you. And for 2, Leo Ruth, local legend Leo, $25 super chat says Mashbill 2 so basic. You mean standard, Leo? Thanks, bro. Andrew Surfling, got you in for 4. Says good to finally catch a live stream again. Been a bit busy with our 7-week-old. Congrats, dude. Our first. Buckle up if you plan on having a kid or kids. Sarah's got baby fever. Sarah's got baby fever bad. That's why she was puking earlier when she got home. There's probably 70 people in here that were not here at the beginning of the stream. I was late to the stream, number 1, because I'm always late. Number 2, because Sarah walked in the door at 8:55 p.m. and I was like, hey. She looked like a ghost. She's like, get out of the way. And then a bathroom door closes and she just starts yakking. I'm like, I got to just turn my ears off. Don't smell anything. I'm like a sympathetic heaver. I'll just smell it and be, That's, sorry about all that. Devin says, every time we got in a large growth, about 10% leave, but the trend keeps going up. Yeah. I think that's kind of the name of the game. And for a while there, it did kind of get in my head a little bit, but I think it's okay. Like, everything ebbs and flows. You're a cool dude who wouldn't want to be in your disc. Thanks, bro. Hopefully we'll see each other Tuesday. That'll be fun. Okay. BT, am I too late? You are not too late. Let me get you in here. BT, in for 2. Thank you for the super chat. We'll get back to the Venmos in 2 seconds. Let me catch up on these super chats. I'd bet most stick around. And thank you, guys. Thank you. Make the picks and they will come. Albert Malones or Malonis. I don't know how to say it exactly. Sorry, Albert. Let me know. Albert Malones in for 2 with a salute. Have you tried the most recent Old Charter French Oak? No, I have not tried. I've actually never tried an Old Charter bottle. Ever. Thank you, John. Cheers, man. BT, double down. Awesome. I'll get you in here again. 2 more entries for you. Jason says, yeah, buddy, you've taught me a lot. Like my palate is a 4-pack of triangle croutons at Denny's compared to your 88. Well, I don't... that is a very original... That's the most original comment. Thank you, Jason. Damn, Lynn. You just went straight for the headshot, man. No, she's not pregnant. Not that I know of. All right, we're getting off the rails. Sven Dryden. Let's see. Says $5 for nose plugs. Thanks. All I have are earplugs. I can put my earplugs on my nose. Joe says, recent sub to the channel. Love the lives and enjoy the variety as a Scotch lover. Joe, okay. So here's a crazy one for you, man. Russ, who was in here earlier, I don't know if he's still in here, but Russ brought these samples of the last drop, the very first bottling that the last drop ever did. This is a 48-year Scotch, 12-year blend of 82 different Scotch whiskeys. Blended in a 12-year blend, blended in 1972, so distilled in 60. In 72, it was transferred to 3 sherry casks for 36 years. And so that's what this is, bottled in 08. I filmed this review earlier for Scotch Sunday, going to come out Sunday. Top 5, top 10 whiskey I've ever had, top 2 Scotch I've ever had. Crazy stuff. So never thought I'd get to taste something like that. And I filmed some other stuff today, too. I filmed a Bullet Barrel Strength Batch 8 review compared to Turkey Rare Breed. And I have a video coming out tomorrow, which is like 3 whiskeys that shocked me so far in 2024. Yes, that is what I think that's what he poured Dan at EverNorth. Because Dan was like, what was that, you know? We talked about it the next day, and I was like, yeah, that stuff was crazy. Oh, Leo says he went with the wrong word. That's funny. I think I'm good on super chats here in the chat. So we have a few more blind pours. We have actually 5. We're gonna do 5 blind pours at the end of this stream. I have only 3 clean glasses. That's okay. Let's get back to this now. Get these super chats in here. Next up is Justin Biggs. And for one, $5 super chat. Thank you. Says giveaway entry. Thanks for the great streams. I appreciate it, man. Lynn, in for 3, $15 super chat. Have Jeep of whiskey. I'll send a contemplative flight. Okay. I was going to say competitive, but contemplative. That's mysterious. Rand Medlock, in for 1 rather. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And Russ is in for 4. The drum emoji, $20 super chat. And Russ, the legend for this last drop sample. And look at this. This is a Dow Winnie, I think it's 29 year. I wrote 29 year on the label after I relabeled this bottle, but I need to go back and confirm that it's actually 29. I think it was bottled in like 2003 or something. Crazy. Russ has some pretty wild pours. Casey Watson, thank you. I got you for 4 $20 super chat. Says live stream donation. William Molnar, before he signed off earlier, dropped a $50 massive super chat. Going to package up my blind flight of Dickel Tabasco, Crown Peach, that weird Doritos thing, Screwball and Fireball, the good one, the barrel-aged one, when I get home. I look forward to it, man. Speaking of flavored whiskey, when I was at EverNorth, or actually, no, we were at the Castle when we were filming, I got my first taste of Crown Royal Blackberry, And that is a headache in a bottle if I've ever tasted one. And Sean was like, no, man, you could like mix it up with something. And I'm like, nope, I would be sick to my stomach. So sweet. Whew. Good Lord. Okay. Oh, I still have many, many super chats to go here. Goodness. I might have to jump back in after one quick blind. Jeremy White, thank you for $10 super chat. 2 entries, says another fucking super chat. The old Junkies clip. So funny. Brian Smith for 4. $20 super chat. Sipping on a Nashville Barrel Company 6-year. Love the content. Look forward to the EVERNORTH rye barrel picks. Thanks, man. Maury. And for 4 says, let's go send me some EVERNORTH love. Thad Burrell. For 4, $20 super chat. Cheers, man. And Jesse, and then we're going to get to a blind here. We got 145 people here. Like, I don't want to listen to this stuff, but we got to thank everybody because this is incredible. Jesse, Russell's Reserve, 15 fun, $10 super chat. Thank you, Jesse. All right, let's do a couple of blinds, and then we'll kick back up with Matt Thomas and the Venmo. We're getting close. We're getting close to catching up. Jeremy, NBC pick someday. Maybe. The price points just scare me away. And we've been picking so many expensive, not super expensive, but the Dark Arts was up there. I was scared. I can't believe we sold that out. The River Roots 115, it's not super expensive, but we're above $100. You know, when you start talking 3 figures for a bottle purchase with 150 bottles or so to sell, I just get a little bit wishy-washy about it. And NBC can get crazy on price. So I would have to think about it, and if we can find a better alternation, because it seems like we're basically dropping 1 pick a month of affordable, expensive, and then 2 affordable, expensive, and then 3 affordable, kind of an alternation, I would feel better about going to NBC, especially like if NBC is a place where you can taste a lot of things, and then you just happen to land on a 11-year that's $180, and that you're like, damn it, I really want to pick this. If it's one of those situations where you could just stumble upon something, I would want to have even more Patreon members and a really nice system of balance between those price points. Jesse says, loving the clickbait videos coming up. I'm trying to go just a teeny bit into it, but like not too much, because there's a comment on the Junkies A124 review, and it's like, that Drums and Drams guy's such a drama queen. I said, tell me about it, Whenever I see those comments, I love to reply to them and be like, yeah, screw that guy. But I'll lean into that a little bit and try to get some more eyeballs on the channel, especially right now in this great period of growth. And I am going to do a video, Jesse, with one of your samples, Heaven Hill 27 that you sent, and this 33-year MGP rye sample that I bought from the European Bourbon Rye Association. I'm going to do a video about how long is too long to go in a barrel. And I think these are going to be 2 pours. Evan Williams 23 is going to go in there. I think. I got to figure out the exact way that I'm going to approach that video. But it's like I'm sitting on a 33-year MGP rye and a 27-year Heaven Hill pre-fire. I got to do something with these bottles, or these samples. Devin says, barrel to 03, age 29 years, dumped in 2032, then sent back in time. Justin, I've reached out to Hard Truth with no reply, unfortunately. I'm used to I'm like back in the day when I was booking solo shows as a touring, percussionist or whatever. I used to do a lot of cold calls, and I would get a lot of non-answers. So I'm kind of used to that. The whiskey, it bums me out maybe a little bit more on the whiskey side of things, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens. Let me grab some more glasses here. James Groff, a dude in another Discord said you're a dipshit and the king of clickbait over the laser code. Oh, Listen, at this point, I wear that as a badge of honor at this point, because otherwise you can really fuck yourself up in your head. Sorry, pardon my language, but you can get real dark on yourself from stuff people say on the internet. And you guys have probably experienced. You've probably gotten in tiffs with people on the internet. Everybody's done it, but the laser coat thing really blew up, and like the other day, I stayed off of Reddit. I read the YouTube comments, and I replied to a lot of them. And some people apologized, which was so funny. I'm like, listen, don't pussy out. If you're gonna call me these names, stick by it, you know. But I tried to kill them with kindness a little bit on a lot of that stuff. And I did feel validated, of course. Other people confirmed what I was saying. They did it blind. I don't care. But I stayed off of Reddit because Reddit is a cesspool, in my opinion, and 70% of the time. The other day, for some reason, I looked up... Oh, because I was trying to look up the laser coating thing to put on the EVERNORTH stickers for our barrels, right? For this stuff. Take this off the screen. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out the dating, the exact thing. I want to make sure I got it exactly right. So I looked up Elijah Craig C923 laser codes on Google, and Reddit came up. And I was reading, and some of the stuff people were saying about me, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't read this at the time, because now I can laugh it off. But at the time, man, I was in a dark place. Cracks me up. No Pappy 23. Yeah, if I had a bottle of it, I'd throw it in there, you know? Bobby H, if Mr. Beast did Whiskey Tube, you can keep this Pappy 23, but I get to shoot 5 tanks and 48 flamethrowers at it. That's great. No, I think the laser coat thing also just exposed to me a lot of people that just want to be dicks, you know, and I don't really have time. There's no time in your life to try to associate with people like that. It's like, you know, you guys just go your separate way. I'll do my thing. I had no intent of stirring the pot with all that stuff. I did. It was clunky, and I got some things, like I miscommunicated a few things, and I ran it back, and that's all you can do. Okay, let's get into this mystery stuff now. So like I said, I have 5 mystery pours. I have 2A and 2B from Devon, and 4A and 4B from Devon. These are kind of older ones. And then I have mystery sample 5, and I'm not cheating, I promise. There's an X on. There's 2 cards here. Mystery sample 5 from Amy. These are all kind of older samples. So these are the ones we're going to do. Laser Code Tater Stick. Yeah, we're doing it. I mean, listen. Max it out. We're going to do a shirt. There's going to be a micro batches shirt. 100%. It's going to be fun. Let me find Amy's sample here. This is... Okay. So for the blind samples that I've got and the mystery pours, I was like, all right, we'll just take this sensibly sized box and fill it up. We did. Now I have 4 more of these boxes behind me full. We're in rough shape. Mystery 4. Mystery 5. Found it. Amy, I've got it, if you're still here. There's dust falling off this thing. It's been sitting on the floor in the bottom shelf of this sample tower behind me. And Sean, the internet is a shit show. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is. It's keyboard warriors, you know? And what's funny is, like, it's not one of those things, oh, say it to my face. You know, it's not like that. It's just like, most people, when you get face to face, they like, oh, there's a person there. I'm not going to be an asshole. And so the proof is in the pudding. If you're going to say that online, just say it to my face. And then I can be like, oh, you really are a dick. Okay, cool. You know, it's not like I want to fight you. I'm 5'7" and a quarter. You'll eat me, you know? Chris says, I want to customize a laser code t-shirt with my birthday. That would be kind of funny, actually. Like, you could get custom ones. Yeah, exactly. Opinions to the point. And what's funny is a lot of that stuff ended up... A lot of people confirmed it blind. A lot. Whatever. It's fun. It's all good. All good. All right. Let's do Amy's individual sample 5 first. Color on this looks pretty light. Well, that was full to the top. I hope it's not. Sometimes, so we've talked on the channel before about these inserts. The polycones are the best way to go for sample bottles, so that they don't taint your samples. But I have found that some polycone bottles can still taint samples, particularly if you have them turned over, stored this way, and the whiskey is making constant contact with that topper piece in there, because it still is plastic. And even if it's like some kind, high grade resistant, I don't know how all that works. I don't know science, right? But even if it is something like that, the constant contact with the whiskey is surely going to break it down to some degree and leach into the whiskey. You have to imagine. So whenever I fill my bottles, even with the polycones, I only go to the shoulder of the bottle now, so that even if they're stood up, they don't make constant contact. So I hope this isn't tainted, because I've had the sample for several months. No, we're good. So that's good. Aaron V, reserving a micro batch, not micro eggplant shirt. Nice, dude. I got you in for one super chat and one t-shirt. Joe, the effects on secondary were amusing and unintentional too. I can't believe it actually had an effect. The other day someone goes, you're the laser code guy, and I was like, if that's the way that you want to call me, yes, I will be him. Taint, Michael. Oh, it's funny. Jeremy says, I have C923 A223 and I'm perfectly happy with that. Love watching the videos. But yeah, and also some people probably can't pick up a difference, and maybe they're legitimately, maybe there is no difference. Maybe there isn't. I detected one. A lot of other folks did. I don't know. All right. Where were we at? We left off with Jesse. So Matt Thomas, let me get you in for 2, says, just joined the Patreon this week. Thank you, man. Love the content community you're creating. Let's go. Guys, and just a quick plug. I'm sorry, shameless plug. The best way to support the channel, besides obviously super chatting, and these giveaways are amazing, watching the content, liking. The Patreon, $5 a month. You would not imagine the effect that can have in mass. And it's happening right now, and it's allowing me to do things for the channel and commit a lot of time to this and take trips and pay for the hotels on the trip. Like, it's allowing me to pick these barrels because I don't get any kickback on the barrels. So I'm really feeling the positive effects, being able to get these bottles and things for reviews and everything else. So thank you so much. Ryan Kennerson, in for 1, says, just. Thanks for the super chat, man. Greg Y, I got you for 2. Says entry. Joel Parrish, in for 2. Cheers, Cam. Thank you, man. Ryan Kennerson, throwing in... I'll just put these all in together, these next 3 super chats, a 5 and a 10, with some party emojis. Thanks, man. Jeremy, I'm with the 4 crayon palette. Colby said it best. That was amazing. That was amazing. Greg Smith, I got you in, man. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Is there another hyped up bottle that you've picked up laser code differences on? No, I mean, I've never thought to even check that out. I didn't think about it till I read the comment on the Breaking Bourbon review that it was on. That's what kicked it all off. And I'm gonna be real. If it ever comes up again and people talk about it and it seems like a real thing, I'll totally dive in. I don't give a shit. But I'm not gonna go searching for that stuff, because your mind can play tricks on you a lot of the time. Oh, Casey, you should do a full-out laser code conspiracy video for April Fools. You know what I need? I need a cork board with, like, all the strings going to all these different brands and laser code. Oh, man. There's something there. And there's a lot of time to plan for it, too. Chris, I'm with the eating the glue stick palette. Jay Boogie, you going to review Night Stalker Batch 2? Mine's supposed to arrive. I don't have a bottle, unfortunately. And I forgot to taste it at the distillery. Jeremy, Art of the Spirit is a new conspiracy. 19-year Missouri bourbon. Yeah, it's interesting. It could be that, though. It could be legit, and it could be the bootleg stuff that people are talking about. Bootleg barrels, whatever. All right. Thomas E. In for one, it says EVERNORTH. Thank you, man. These are all Venmo super chats. Adam Ferris in for one as well. Cheers to that. Jerry Arnold. EVERNORTH is for Southerners. Thank you, Jerry. Got you in for one, man. Marshall with a fat super chat. Much appreciated. Let's get on to this blind after Marshall's super chat. In for 48 entries. Cheers, Cam. Yeah, we'll get to that Four Roses stuff soon. I got a couple more samples I need to snag from some folks. All right, so we only have 5 more left. Let's get on to this. Let me show you guys what's in this blind pour. Please no spoilers in the chat. Here we go. This is Mystery Sample 5 from Amy Bohm. And the color on it was pretty light. So 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll get this out of the way. Put it here. Very toasty, very yeah, toasted bread notes on this. What does this remind me of? It's got a little Heaven Hill kind of nuttiness to it. Let's just say nuttiness in general. I don't want to commit to a distillery at all because I don't know. Pretty intense on the nose. Feels like 120... I don't know, 124 proof. Let's go with that on the nose. Joe Kitely. I think Kitely, right? Not Keatley. Joe Kitely. What are some of your favorite low proofer bourbons and ryes? I took a long break while studying for my engineering license. Have found I'm enjoying lower proof much more than I used to. I go through phases. The Michter's 10 bourbons and ryes are always on that list. Elmer T. Lee, for better or worse, is on my list for those things. Old Fortune 1910. I go through a lot of phases with 1910. Let me think. Russell's 10. These are good shelf options, too. Oh, man. Right now, shelf option, Green River. Green River Weeded and Standard. Another shelf option, Bardstown White Label. I love all of these pours. I suggested today, someone in the liquor store was asking about a gift. I wanted to get a kind of a cheaper bottle. 2 more inexpensive bottles as opposed to 1 expensive. And I was like, they're like, I know I want to get a Weller Green. I said, all right, get a Weller Special Reserve. I was like, and they said, should I get an Isaac Bowman? I said, maybe Isaac Bowman. I said, does this person like Angel's Envy? Well, maybe. I said, okay, no Isaac Bowman. Get the Green River Standard Bourbon. Because I just think that Green River Standard Bourbon, because they were out of the white label origin. I would have gone there first. And the presentation's great on that. But I said, Green River Standard, if you know you want to get the Weller, don't get another like Buffalo Trace-ish product. Spiteful Bomb, I'm so curious about this Angel's Envy. I'm planning to go to Louisville in the next like 1 to 3 weeks for like a overnight. Hang out with Brian from Seal Box if we can arrange it. Maybe do another stream down there and shoot some content. And maybe try to, I mean, hell, if we could arrange some sort of barrel pick, that would also be kind of fun. I got to think about that. If I could lump all that together and we could do kind of a last minute barrel pick thing. Anyways, I want to swing by there and snag that. I do not really want to pay secondary if there is a secondary markup for the bottled and bond, but I want to try it badly. Devin, the Hard Truth bottle I was talking about ended up being a sourced Kentucky bourbon, and I think people were assuming that it was Wilderness Trail distillate, possibly. I don't know if it is, but it was not their own distillate, the one that I was freaking out about a few weeks ago. Yeah, that bourbon was great. Jason, I'm in Louisville now. If you ever do a meetup, I'm there. Nice. Jeb, I thought you said no super chats tonight. I can't read that on the stream, bro. I can't read that. Good. Are you drinking, Jeb? You're not talking in the chat, but you're sending me super chats with inappropriate messages. All right, Scotty, CA Scotty. Great live. Thank you again for the shift to a more West Coast friendly time. Well, thank you, man, for all your support. And for the super chat here as well. I got you in for 2. Thank you. Copper Wolf says, I have to go look up the Art of the Spirit. I purchased that bottle. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I don't... Who knows? Who knows? But there's an article written about it. I think it might be the Bourbon Culture wrote an article, and it's just an interesting read, even though it's not confirmed anything in there. Is Old Forester 1910 your favorite Old Forester shelfer? Yeah. I think so. I think it beats 1920 for me. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that. Especially, like, after the label change, I think 1910 got way better and 1920 got worse. Whenever that was, a year or two ago. The 1910, like, drastically improved for me. I used to hate 1910. Yeah, Mike, I love helping the random liquor store people. Feels like I've done a good deed. Well, I was trying to help this person, and then they went and asked somebody else, and I heard that person disagree with me, and I was like, get the Isaac Bowman. And then they looked at me, and I was like, I wanted to go up and be like, listen. But I didn't. I looked over, and I just smiled and nodded my head, and I was like, take it or leave it. Devin, Jeb is now at 50 bottles, but he's shifting to exiting bourbon. Yeah, right. Everyone's talking 1915, huh? I did a 1924 review, Jay Boogie. Yeah. I think I might have gotten the first one out because I paid $300 for that bottle. Because I wanted to get a review out early. Now look at the state of things. People can't get rid of the stuff. Jeb, no drinking, actually enjoying. Dude, I can't. I just dyslexia'd every aspect of that. Haha, no drinking. Actually doing some work while enjoying your phrasing. Well, I hope you enjoyed the phrasing I just did, because it was in reverse. KCB, do you know who I am? No, it's not one of those moments, but the person that said it to the liquor store person was a restaurant owner locally who I know of, but they don't know me, but I know who they are. And they have, you know, it was like very much, it was just a funny interaction. Let's just say that. Yeah, I paid $300 up front. It might have been $325. I mean, I wish I could have that money back now. Okay, back to this mystery sample. Holy shit. We'll do 2 more super chats here in the Venmo. We're catching up. We're doing it. I said we're gonna do the giveaway at 10:45. We're gonna do it at 11 now because I didn't make that deadline. Lance Ortiz in for $420 super chat. Year of the Rye. Thank you, Lance. It is the year of the Rye. Ryan Alves agreed with me. We were talking the other day. Guy with a 15 entry, $75 super chat. Can't watch live tonight. I'll be catching the replay. Thank you, Guy. Jeez Louise, man. Maury Johnston. In for more action, huh? 4 more. What the heck? Put me down for 4 more. There you go. Jerry H. I got you in for 2, man. Says giveaway. And Mike Conklin says laser codes rule for 2 super chats. Getting in just under the wire. Well, not necessarily, because look at me. So Jeb is the last one on here. I got to check PayPal and then we're good. In for 4. He says, did I hear you correctly that you don't have time for in your face? I don't know what you heard, dude. Don't know what you're talking about, Jeb. Make sure PayPal's all good. All right. Finally, we're going to do these blind mystery samples. I promise the giveaway's over at 11. I promise. Let me know if I forgot any super chats or missed them anywhere. If I haven't read it out or mentioned it, or it's in the live chat. Jesse, Cam, overpaying for already overpriced bottles. Yeah, in hindsight, it was a double whammy. Double freaking whammy. Are we not doing phrases? Should have told him to check the code on the... Oh, I hate you guys. Gandy Road must be late. Dark Arts sold out. Congrats on a great pick. Yeah, I think Gandy Road's probably behind in the stream. All right. Mystery sample 5 again. Like I said, very toasty on the nose. It's like got a baked quality to it. Just baked bread almost. Oh, this is lower proof than I thought. This is not 124. This is like 10. It's like 107 or something. Little grassy. 107. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with 107 on the proof. Feels to me to be like 7, 8 years old. I think it's just solid. It's just not something I would freak out about, seek out necessarily. It's a good option. It's a good option if you want, like, there's some honey in here, and it's a lighter caramel type base to the whiskey. Not butterscotch. Maybe like a toasted barrel kind of butterscotch in here. And it does feel creamy and kind of viscous on the palate. Yeah, it grows on me. I don't know where that's from. Kind of nutty, kind of toasty. I would imagine that maybe this is from an NDP that has sourced barrels and then finished it. 107 proof, 7 years old, Kentucky. Let's see what it is. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Wyoming whiskey double cask, but it's a sherry finish, 100 proof. So 107, yeah, it was a little hot. A little hot on that. I can smell the sherry finish now, but it's incredibly balanced. Which is why it comes off actually even more as like a secondary American kind of finish, you know? For that being a sherry finish and being Wyoming whiskey, which I've never tried before, I think this is probably a Nancy creation. That's very cool. Because this tastes legacy to me. It tastes like finished legacy, not finished craft. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm a fan of that. It's not rock your socks kind of whiskey, but the balance is very cool. And again, that viscosity that I was talking about far exceeds 100 proof sherry. Like it outdoes everything that I'm reading on that paper. Nice. All right, I'm going to actually hang on to this sample. Now, I'm going to clear this glass because I have to reuse one of them. So we're going to reuse this one. Sean, these live streams keep me from drinking alone. Yeah, it is no fun to drink alone, man. Before the last 2 blind head-to-heads, we're going to do this giveaway. So we are cut off now on the giveaways. I think we're good to go. Yeah. Jeremy, this is my only drinking buddies here. It's a cool way to connect. It really is. I only drink when I'm by myself or with... Ryan, I only drink when I'm by myself or with somebody. That's a lot of possibilities in there. Leave Cam alone about the laser codes. We all know it's because of the micro batches. God bless America. I was driving home from work and missed the dark arts also, but looking forward to the EverNorth picks. Yeah, there's 20-year beam in the Bardstown collection. I am going to try to get a bottle of that from somebody, as long as the upcharge isn't bonkers. Those Bardstown collections have never sold for very much. Like, the hype on those kind of died down, is what I mean to say. But I think the 20-year beam being advertised as such might drive that one up. I did see, Joe, that the New Riff 8-year rye is going to drop. Yeah. I liked all the higher proof stuff. I've enjoyed, you know. All right, let me share my screen with you guys. We can check our super chat entries. And I need to zoom out just a bit here. Go to 135%. I think this should be good enough to catch everybody. All right, so share screen. And we'll do these 2 blind head-to-heads afterwards. We'll share this window. Never had any dark arts. Is it worth the price tag? I think... Yeah. I mean, the 10-year single barrels, I like them. And that's the one that we picked. And I like it. I still have a hard time with 150, even though we sold it. I still am like, oh, because other people sell those barrels for cheaper. But Macaulay's barrels are really, really good. And on the whole, I would say his barrels, and he might have like a certain relationship with people at MGP, maybe, that he's built to get possibly better. Like, I don't know. But on the whole, his barrels were better than those 10-year MGP barrels that are going around right now and being bought up by NDPs. They were better than anybody else's that I've had, except for the one barrel that we passed on at River Roots. In order to get our rye, we passed on this bourbon barrel. In hindsight, we should have just picked them both because we could have sold them. Hindsight's 2020. I have 2 bottles of that bourbon barrel on the way from River Roots because I'm Facebook friends now with the guy that picked that barrel after we turned it down. And I was like, please give me one of those. And I'm going to get 2 of them. But Macaulay's barrels are good. 150. My favorite thing that I tasted there out of the core line was the toasted French oak finish, which is crazy coming out of my mouth because I usually hate French oak. I hate toasted. Whatever he was doing there, sorry, I got to crack my back. Whatever he was doing there was amazing, but he's using like super high quality French oak. Lance, this is our last super chat. Thank you, man. I'll get you in because we didn't draw for it yet. No, not Lance Ortiz, just Lance for 2. Thanks, man. Jubilees, that's it. That's what he was saying, and that's probably the most butchered pronunciation, but Macaulay was saying Jubilees. I'm going to go with that. I don't know how to say it in French. If I try to say it in French, I'm going to sound stupid, so Macaulay's right. Say it that way if that's not how you say it in real French. Devin, does drinking while my wife stares at me with daggers in her eyes while saying, "Why don't you marry Cam," count as not drinking alone? Dude, log off, bro. Joe says, Dark Arts picks from Cam, Bourbon Junkies are worth it. See, I reversed it again. I read, what am I doing? It's late. All right, here we go. On the screen now, check your entries. So we're going to scroll up to JG at the top, all the way down to Have Jeep Will Whiskey here. And so remember, every $5 super chat is 1 entry. So here's your name, Jay, with a $5 super chat divided by $5 is 1 entry. Jason had a $10 super chat divided by 5, 2 entries, et cetera, et cetera. Your name populates in this column, and in this column, we will copy this into the randomizer. So we'll do this in 2 rounds because there's too many people to show on the screen at once. So Jay down to Have Jeep Will Whiskey. Check your entries. If you entered more than once, your name will appear more than once. It's not all combined except for Copper Wolf. I think I put a 1 and a 2 entry super chat together at one point. Ooh, Michael says, now outside for Lost Monarch, cast strength and cigar, cool breezy NorCal evening. Oh man, I miss NorCal. I got to get up there soon. I need to concentrate on the hilarity that's about to ensue with late stream pours. Yeah, we are getting late. Although I've been very, very careful pacing myself tonight. The only moment I was like, oh, shoot, was that Jay Rieger, and I stopped drinking it. But feeling great, actually, tonight, and continuing the journey of trying to be very cognizant of how much I drink and small pours. Of course, on the barrel pick, I tell everybody, be very careful, don't overindulge, and then I'm the one that gets obliterated on the EVERNORTH barrel pick, which is slightly embarrassing. But I didn't eat any pizza or McDonald's hamburgers halfway through the pick like everybody else because I was like, oh, I'm going to blow my palate. And it's going to, I have some GI stuff and those things. I'm like, these things are going to kill me. I should have ate the damn food. That was my mistake. Dark Brew says, I'm shocked you're at 8. Oh, sorry. I have this on the screen now. Good Lord. Sorry about that. I can't put this on the screen. I'm shocked you're at 8K based on the quality of the videos and your delivery. I would have guessed 100 times that. Well, I'll enjoy watching you get there. Thanks, man. It's my own fault that I'm not don't have more subscribers, but frankly, like, it would be great to see that number go up, but the community that we've built is so lean considering like the Discord involvement and the Patreon involvement and the consistency of folks jumping in to live streams and live chats like this. I would much rather have this tight community that I think we're kind of gradually building. The moments of like rapid growth, we had a lot in January with the laser code stuff, and those moments are really great and shocking and fun. But on the whole, I think, just trying to do the right things. Dan Shook is powered by McGriddles. It's true. Devin, she didn't say that tonight, but she did a few weeks ago, and I hopped off at that point. That's good. All right. Yeah, Jesse, Cam, don't worry about overindulging in a large barrel pick. It happens to everyone eventually. All right, so we're going to scroll down now from Rand Medlock. Oh, man, we're still not going to make it to the bottom. Well, let's check the bottom real quick. How many more? A few more. So let's zoom out. Rand Medlock. I know I got Jeb and Lance, correct? So, and I know I got Mike Conklin, correct? So there you go. Rand Medlock down to Jerry H. Go ahead and check your entries, guys. Sorry it's so small. Cam, I agree on the tight community. I want to be able to acknowledge all that get involved with my channel. Yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of to feel closer to people too, and then you go on these barrel picks and you meet folks, or you meet them just when you're in different towns, and I would much rather have that than try to play the game just to build numbers. And so, yeah, that's it's the cool part about this whole thing. Or the people. The whiskey is fine. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pour these two pairs of blind pours out from Devin. Justin says, I love the Discord community we have. Me too, and I do my best to be in there. Sometimes I'm popping in and out, I'm also trying to still kind of figure out Discord. Like, there are elements where I'm like, I think I think I'm doing the right thing to get this done or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and turn the banner off. All right, looks like we're good for this pick, guys. Or for this, Jay Boogie, new to the Patreon, excited for some picks? Yeah. Devin says, do number 4 first. Okay, we'll start with that then. Okay. I got 4s and 2s here. Cool. Have a barrel pick outside the Midwest? Yeah, we're working on it. We're going to work on that. Got some emails going to some folks, I think in Georgia. We'll see. I have built several Discord servers. Have questions? Feel free. Okay, I might hit you up on that. Because I have Will Molnar helping me with it, and he's been amazing. And, like, yeah, to take care of things that I just don't exactly know. He's been a lifesaver. All right, so here we go, random.org. That list is copied onto my clipboard now. List randomizer, we're going to spin it 7 times as usual. Top 2 win, no duplicate winners. You can see I copied it correctly. Lance all the way up to Jay. Here we go. 1. Wow, look at this list. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you guys so freaking much. Stick around for some blind pours. 7. Okay, there we go. BT and Jeb. Oh my God, Jeb. I'm going to skip Jeb. We're going to go to Albert. I'm just kidding. Jeb, congrats. BT, congrats, you guys. Jeb, I unfortunately have your contact information. So, BT, email me. drumsanddrams at gmail.com. Shoot me an email with your address, and I'll get this sent out to you probably Monday at the latest. Been really killing it. Congrats, you guys. I've been doing pretty good on getting these things out in a timely fashion. No, Devin, not to that distillery. They'll never have us, and that's okay. And Maybe Heaven Hill never would either. I don't know how much cross-pollination there is between their PR department and their barrel pick department. See, I think they're probably pissed about the laser coat thing, but actually it was like great marketing. Okay, congrats, guys. BT, shoot me an email. Let's get on to these blinds real quick. So, BT and Jeb, congrats to you two. And then it was Albert, Guy, Leo in the next 3 spots. Next week, again, we'll do the other barrel. Once I get those bottles in hand, we'll give 2 of those away as well. So, guys, we have 141 in here. We've got 2 sets of blind head-to-heads to do remaining. I do have rehearsal tomorrow, but not 10 a.m. It's summertime, so I have a 7 p.m. rehearsal tomorrow, which is great. I can do this shamelessly. We can get into these things. Jeb, Cam, pass mine on to number 3. I'll be buying the EVERNORTH pick. Awesome, Jeb. Thanks for doing that, man. So, Albert, you did win. Albert, you won. Shoot me an email, man. I'll put it back on the screen here for you. Just shoot me your address, please. Name, address. You can remind me that you won tonight, but I should get this out by Monday. That's awesome, Jeb. Thanks, man. Is there a possibility for a JD barrel pick? Jack Daniels. I don't know anybody at Jack Daniels, but I would feel comfortable asking like Matt or the Junkies to introduce me maybe, and just try to build that relationship. That would be kind of cool. But I don't want to force anything also, and I don't want to put those guys in an awkward position. So I would definitely be like, hey, listen, if you don't feel comfortable, do not do this. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I can happily reach out to them on my own, but that third-party connection is always helpful, especially for stuff like this. We had a chance at an Old Forester pick, but it fell through. I know somebody at the distillery, a friend of mine from over a decade ago, actually. And he talked to the single barrel program manager, but they were like, we don't have any more in-person spots, so the best we can do is we pick you a barrel and you guys can have the barrel. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. Like, if you could send us samples in the mail, that's good enough. I should hit them back and ask them that, because we didn't even explore that option. It was just like, I just felt weird. Like, you're saying that you want to pick the barrel and that's it. That did feel a little weird to me. If they could send samples, that would be great. Brett, what's up, Brett? Hey, you made it. I tried that Rieger pick earlier, dude. It about melted my tongue off. Oh, Glenmorangie has a Palo Cortado finish? Dude, I didn't know that. I would love to try that. I got like a 13-year cognac finish from a few years back. I think it's still behind me. That I feel like it was never talked about. Junkies already did their Jack Daniels pick, unfortunately. That was this Monday, I believe. Does Michter's do picks? No, I don't think so. Cam ships faster than Dan and Sean. I try. I have moments of I have momentary lapses in that, where it's like 6 weeks later. That's happened 3 or 4 times on the channel, but I've made it my mission to be better about that, and I've been pretty good, probably for the last 6 months or so. I think October was the last one where I was like, uh-oh, I'm like 2 months behind. Brett, I don't know that it drinks way under 153, man. that one about did me in. It went straight to my brain. I'm gonna hopefully meet the Frey Ranch Master Distiller next Thursday, or owner. I don't know if it's technically owner, Master Distiller. Either way, Colby, it sounds like, is his name. At an event here in Ohio, I'm gonna talk to him, and if it comes up in conversation, I'd love to do that. James E. Pepper, that's interesting. I don't know anybody there. And Driftless, I'm gonna reach out to Driftless because I would love to do that. Did Peerless cancel picks for the Double Oak? I don't know. I've talked to John a few times, who works there, just very, very briefly. But I would love to. I would love to do. Oh, actually, I would just love to go to Peerless and taste through some things first before committing to a pick. Only because, like, the whiskey's pretty expensive. Brett, sorry, pal. It's a monster, but it's also great even at that proof. I put a little water in it, man, and I loved it. Devin, it was 10 weeks from... you waited 10 weeks? I'm so sorry, dude. Oh, my God. That's embarrassing. That's probably the longest anybody has waited for samples from me. That's stupid. Now I'm doing it within 2 to 4 days. Because that stuff embarrasses me. All right. On to 4A and 4B from Devin. This is the first of 2 pairs. Yep, we're good. And I'll move this off. So now they are exposed and ready to go. So let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you what's in both of these glasses, okay? So here's 4A. Get ready to lift it this way. Sarah wrote these cards for me a while back. So here's 4A. So 5 more seconds to look at this. 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's 4A. And this is 4B. So I'm going to just talk about them, try to give some guesses on what these could be. Here's 4B. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's get into this now. 4A on the nose. Interestingly soft. It's like soft when I first smell it, and then it kind of ramps up. Super fruity. Dark fruits. This is blackberry grape territory. Kind of perfumey, jumping out of the glass. It's getting proofier the more I smell it. Imagine that. Smells very good. This smells good. Could it be Buffalo Trace? It's not screaming Buffalo Trace at me. But the higher proof could be deceptive. It does crawl up your nose a little bit. All right. I like the nose on that. A little unbalanced, a teeny bit hot, but overall the profile's good. Ooh, okay. So 4B is like chocolate malt. Kind of smells crafty. Maybe high barley content or pot still or small barrel or any combination of those things. But it's not too crafty. Like, this does smell like craft whiskey, but it also smells very good. It smells like chocolate cake. It smells like a Three Musketeers bar also. Like the inside of a Three Musketeers bar. That fluffy nougat. I just got a little burnt something in here, though. You know, what's weird is there's a citrus, like all the dark notes I just said, but then there's a lemon lime soda citrus effervescence that just randomly jumped out. Huh. Okay, I got to taste glass 4A now. I'm going to totally stand by the perfumed quality I talked about in 4A. Oh my God, that is so good. What the hell? Is that William LaRue Weller? Wow. Okay. We are in this now. That is very, very good whiskey. I got goosebumps. I don't know. This has to be Buffalo Trace. This has to be William LaRue Weller. Proof on this, 128. Age. I'm going to go 12 years on this. Kentucky Buffalo Trace bourbon. That's what I'm going to say. I could see this not being... There's something about it that's not totally screaming Buffalo Trace for me. But we'll see. I'm going to lock that in because we got 3 more to get through and we're 2 hours 15 deep. Spiteful Bum, which will be more controversial this whiskey season? 13th Colony's Double Oak Secret Source Additive or ECBP's C924 laser codes? Stay tuned and find out. This makes me want to do this with my fingers. Well, don't clip that. According to Bruzel, no double oak picks at Peerless. Huh. Hey, a new face. Tunde Basenye? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Let me know how to pronounce your name if you don't mind, so I don't get it wrong. Hey, I'm new mate. Good day. Thanks, man. Thanks for jumping in here. Good to see you. Okay, on to 4B now. Let's lock in some guesses on this. All right, this is getting a little bit more barbecue saucy. I talked about the chocolate cake notes. It does have a pretty intense savory component to it. Ooh, very smoky. Not peat smoke. It's just like char. So much char. I'm gonna let this sit for a second because I want to figure out the finish. I don't hate this whiskey. This is whiskey that if I was sitting around a campfire, I would smash this stuff because there'd be so much in the air already that's kind of taking your attention away from a smell perspective that this would be appropriate. Marshmallow on the back end. So it actually got sweeter and it lifted itself up a little bit. And there's also very bitter on the back end. There was a flash of something herbal, but then it went away. Hey, second sip is really good. So the first sip is totally jarring on this whiskey. The second sip I like a lot. I gotta guess like proof and age. I don't think this is old whiskey. Proof 108. If it's higher than that, then that's cool because it drinks soft. If it's higher than that. Age 5. Could be double oaked. It's hard to tell with a whiskey that's got these crafty kind of notes to it. State of distillation, no freaking clue. Is it a bourbon, American single malt? Like, this could be a high malt bourbon. This could be an American single malt. I think it's probably an American single malt. I'll go with that. All right, let's see. So let's reveal that one first. Whoa. Hang on. So, Devin, you sent me this, but I think Brandon, this is from you, right? Didn't you give me this Zeppelin Bend? I think it's the same sample. This is a 12-year. It is American single malt from New Holland Spirits. Listen, the Dragon's Milk origin stuff. So, Devin, when I was tasting this, I was thinking, okay, this could be Dragon's Milk, but don't say it. Don't put it into your head. But I found that little thing on the back end, and I was like, there's a little flash of herbal. What's going on here? Is this Dragon's Milk? But then it kind of went away, and it felt more malty to me. I like this more than any of the Dragon's Milk toast, whatever you sent me, whatever I've tasted. This is my favorite New Holland product. 100% malted barley. This is a Hoffman's pick. This is very, very good stuff. First sip is jarring. Second sip, I dig. All right, glass. Let's see. Is this William? I think it is. I just smelled it again. I think it's Williams or Weller. It's Stag 23A. Wow. And that makes sense because when I said blackberry and grape on this, that's not William LaRue Weller. That gets a little bit more caramelized orange notes. It's just a little bit brighter for me. Dude, this 23A is serious stuff. And I battled these out several times, 23A and 22A. Ultimately, 22A wins for me. But 23A is so good. 130 proof, age 7 to 9 years. I said 12. This is good. I did nail that it's Buffalo Trace, but proof, I think I said 128. It's 130. I'll take that. Great. Great. Ooh, gonna chip a tooth. All right, we're good. It's that hour, I guess. All right. This Zeppelin bend is very cool. All right, and on to our last blind head-to-head. We still have 135 people in here, which is kind of crazy for so late on a Thursday night. Where? Okay, it's all under here. Jesse, good call on that stag. Got proof and distillery just off on Mashbill and overestimated age. Yeah. Man, if it was William LaRue, it would have screamed it to me. And I need to realize that there are a few bottles like that the profile is usually so like crystal clear in a blind. And if I go, well, maybe it's not it. It's like, stop thinking that. It will be crystal clear. The other one, Jack Daniel's 10. I smell Jack Daniel's 10 in a blind. Usually it's like, I know exactly what that is. Oh, Jeremy, no work tomorrow, 3-day weekend. Nice. Devin said, I get a lot of cherry in the Zeppelin bend. Yeah, maybe, but to me it's more like, well, I was going to say cherry pie, and then I started smelling chocolate, chocolate pie. It's just the maltiness takes over so much. I could see what you mean, though. Jesse, you're going to do a live stream, an entire live stream of just mystery. I will do a purely mystery sample live stream, I think. I don't know when, because there is legitimately no way that I can make videos for every one of these things. And I could knock out a few here and there on live streams, but even then it's going to still be 30 to 40 videos, which is a lot of videos. I'm going to do a weekly series of blind stuff. I'm fighting myself on it right now because I still can't figure out the format that I want to do. If I want to do it like timed, if I want to have like certain consistent on-screen graphics throughout. I'm in my own way on this right now. So I've got to figure that out. And then what I call it, what day I put it on. None of these things, in the grand scheme of things, none of these things actually matter. I could just start doing blind content and it could just morph into something and no one's going to give a shit. So again, I'm in my own way on this stuff. I've been thinking Mystery Mondays. That's funny you say that, but Mondays are a really good viewership day. I could always change it, but if I start Mystery Mondays, I want to keep it. And I feel like Mondays should be like a bigger review. But I don't know. Maybe I should start 1 Ounce Wednesday. You're right. Wow, Marty grabbed on the way to U.S. Open yesterday. I stopped at a small store, grabbed Jack 12 and 10 for $180. No, that won't happen again, man. That's a great pickup. All right, on to 2A and 2B. If I get rid of this card and the bottom card, which are covering up things, we should be good. So, A and B. I'm going to show you both of these up front. Again, same thing. All right. This is A. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And here's B. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So let's get into these now. 2A. Bright pear notes. Honey pear. Super sweet. This is like some kind of like Welch's juice almost. White grape peach juice. Feels intense on the nose. Bright, a little youthful. Kind of vanilla graininess. To be. Okay, to be. Or not to be. Marty, if I hold the thing closer to the camera may not focus on it. I have my focus set to a box where my head is. So even when I turn my head and I hold the card up, it's not just going to focus on the closest thing to the camera. It's because my cameras are good, but they're older and they I have to like baby them with how the focus works. And I shot a video earlier today and the camera like was out of focus for 30 seconds to a minute. It's like, well, I can't do anything about this. I'm in the video right now, and the videos I've been shooting have been unedited recently just to get things out. And of course, you know. We'll get a couple more Patreon members here. I think we may have. Oh, geez. It looks like we got... wow, Patreon's almost up to a pretty big milestone right now. Wow. What does this smell like, man? Glass 2B is like... I can't stop saying 2B or not 2B. This is so weird and crafty and... What is this note? I'm going to have to like look up a review of this bottle after I do the reveal to figure out what... If somebody else has said the note that I'm trying to think of. Jeremy, too short, I hate you. I take back what I said about the Old Bones and the Frey Ranch. They suck. Terrible samples. Terrible. I'm 5'8". I'm a 5'8". In boots, I'm 5'10 and a half. You know? Tony, what's up, man? Just jumped on. Can't believe you're still going. Couldn't agree more about how great the community is. Still beaming from the EVERNORTH trip. Let me know if you need any more of that GTS. That GTS was phenomenal, dude. Remind me, was that 2016 GTS? And Tony, sorry, man. I got a little lit at the pick. Here I am saying, oh, be careful. And I have a memory lapse of about 90 minutes. So, sorry about that. Actually, it's probably less than 9. It's probably about an hour. God, 2016. Guys, public service announcement. 2016 George T. Stagg. Maybe better than the 2008. I can't remember if I can't remember what actually, you know, what the final judgment was, but 2016 George T. Stagg is serious. You guys are funny. All right. I'm just gonna taste glass 2. I don't know what 2B is. I have no idea. Not 2B. Oh, 2. Oh. Ooh, that didn't go where I thought it was gonna go. It's that bitterness. What is that? This is what the seal box. This has got to be a dragon's milk, man. That bitterness. This is what that seal box River Roots malt pick. It's got this on the back end. The nose was so good. What? I just don't, whatever that note is in that, it's like a hoppy bitterness. While both of these are pretty off the wall now. Ooh. Ooh. These, if I had to get, oh man, that is like, it tastes like marijuana on the back end. It tastes like cannabis. Okay. Well, Devin, are we really gonna end the night on these two pours, man? I don't think I can't do that. I'm gonna go to bed and have nightmares. These are just not my profile. It's not like people probably enjoy these. To me, this is just not my profile. I'm not saying it's bad whiskey. I think these are both Dragon's Milk products. They might not be. I think they're both high malt content, probably pot stilled, possibly small barreled, but I think there's high malt content. I'm good. Let's do this reveal. Okay. Okay, so one of them was the first one was Dragon's Milk Origin Honey Bourbon, 117.5, 25% malted barley, high barley content, 70 corn, 5 rye. Finished in honey barrels. That's why it smells so inviting on the nose. I said, what did I say? Honey, I said honey pears or something. Nose is great. The palate. Ooh. That it's like hoppiness. I wonder how they do this distillate. The other one's Westward cask strength. And it's all barley. Ooh. It's better, but still very bitter. I'm just not a fan of either of those. Yeah. The American single malt category to me is fledgling. There's some promise there. But I think a lot of my issue with it, besides people potentially, Jesse's talked about this, using brewer's beer, and like having hops in the process or something. I don't understand the entire process. Jesse does. Looks like he's still here, so maybe he can speak to it. But if people are using that, I'm not into it. But it's a fledgling category, and I think we need to get away from using new barrels for American single malt, because I think the new barrels just overwhelm the spirit with the climate that they're being aged in a lot of the time. It's not 100% consistent, but it's just not my thing. We're not going to wrap up on that tonight. I got to sip something else. I got to dig into something else. With all the hate he gets on his height, I thought he was going to be way shorter. I'm not that short. I'm pretty normal size, you know? Clip that. There we go. If you want to talk about his hands, bro, I got real regular, you know, like drumming wise, I've got like I got good. I mean, my hands are fine. They're fine. Distillation concentrates the terpenes in the hops. They are very volatile, so they always make it through the still. Jesse says, see my above, 10A and 10B for a good finish. Okay. All right, so we got two more. I got to choose glasses that did not have this craziness in them. One of those would be, this glass had Stag 23A, so we'll reuse that glass. I guess we're doing two more freaking blind samples. Good luck in the morning. I have a couple of extra leftover tacos in the fridge. I'm going to go eat after this. What do we have here? This glass will do. Devin, you're killing me, bro. Had to leave it for the entertainment. You're killing me with these Dragon's Milks. Whew. And the Westward, I thought the Westward would be more to my liking. So here's the deal. the way that Westward tastes, and the Dragon's Milk, I guess, but the Westward really reminds me of that malt whiskey that Sealbox picked from River Roots. And if you like Westward, then you should absolutely go buy, what is it, 156 proof or 152. You should go buy that Sealbox. It's like $250, you know, but that would be your flavor profile if you like Dragon's Milk and Westward. It's just not for me. All right, Jesse, let me grab your box here. Jeremy, I'm just average 5'9". I'm good with it. My brain gets me everywhere I need to go. All right, 10A and 10B. So this is Jesse's box. Jesse's got one of these. Pink Dan has one of these. Mike Conklin has like half of one of these. Devin, no, the other Devin box is not blind. Yeah, and there's 2 more boxes that I can't remember what's in them, but they are mystery samples. And there's the box on this table. Struggling. Let's see. Sample, well, right on the top, dude. Sample 10A and 10B. Okay, that's the reveal card. Now let me find them in the box. $10A. $10A. And... well, where are you at? Wow, it's going to be the last one. Yeah, okay. 10A and 10B. I'm not going to show you guys ahead of time what these are because I'm not sure what is on the other side of this card that once I crack it open. So these will both be blind for everybody involved tonight. Aaron V, this is still going on. Yeah, somehow. What are we doing? All right, we're going to do just a teeny little spritz of each of these. James, when are we doing the 4 roses for science? So I think I have a few more samples I still need from folks. I'm going to go and check what I have against. I just got some more in today. Yeah, and so I'm going to check what I have versus what was on the spreadsheet. And then I think I'm going to shoot videos for those. I don't think I'm going to do those live. Jesse, okay. I hope it's like, I mean, it looks pretty opaque on this. Like, I just didn't know if you wrote with like big Sharpie because it's often pretty hard to see these. All right. So is it just one strip of tape? Yeah. It appears to be Scotch tape. So maybe I can just rip this. No. I need scissors or a knife. All right, so I will try to show you guys what is in 10A and 10B if you can see this. If you can't see it, we're not gonna fuss over it. I will just do it completely blind. So here we go. Tell me if you can see what is here. I can also try to move it closer to the camera. I'll do that in like 5 seconds. And I'll try to keep it at head level so that the camera wants to focus on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move this up a little bit, see if it'll focus. Closer. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Okay. You got it. Okay, great. 10A. Well, that smells good. And 10B. Okay, these both smell good. They both have a Buffalo Trace profile to them. Yep. I think they're both Buffalo Trace products. Ooh, Glass B's hotter. Much hotter. Yeah, that is Glass B. Okay. All right. What the hell? Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. This tastes like a 2007 William LaRue Weller, which I think Toshi has sent me. This tastes like old school William LaRue Weller. The proof feels actually kind of low on that. Oh my good God. I think that's an old school William LaRue Weller. And it's screaming at me. So I think I'm doing okay. Like earlier, I was like, maybe it's this, and it was Stag 23A. I think that's William LaRue, an old school version. We'll see. We'll find out. Dude, that is chewy. It's cinnamon buns. Sorry, I have given no notes. So I was just like experiencing what was going on in my mouth. Clip it. Maple. Like maple and cinnamon rolls and... All right. 10B. This is hot fire, 10B. She's a mouthy gal. As the junkies would say. Whew. That feels much younger. Cinnamon Buns was my college stripper name. Michael, you smoke your cigar and you shut up. All right. Glass A is ridiculous. Glass B is like much younger. There is more than 1 ounce of this left, and I am very happy about that. Jesse, honestly, dude, this is such a nice sample. I could just send you this back. If you want this back, I do not blame you. You can have this back. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Like, okay, pencil shavings on Glass B. Big white pepper pencil shavings, like ethanol. But it's like hot fire on this glass. This smells, it just crawls up your nose. It's like 135 proof, it feels like. It's also hard to appreciate that after you have something with such density as Glass A. Oh my good Lord. What is that? You know, maybe this is a Pappy. Maybe Glass A is a Pappy. Because I've only had Pappy 15. I don't know what the other ones taste like. I mean, that is glorious. I bet that's a Pappy. I bet that's a Pappy. Yeah. All right. But it's not 15. I don't think it... Well, God, I don't know. I gotta stop. I gotta go to Glass B again. I don't know what's happening. Is this like benchmark foolproof? Like, what is Glass B? Ding dong. Jesse, you mofo. Send me one on sample of the Old Fitz 13. We'll call it good. Yeah, sure. You can have whatever you want. Sean Holtgrave, man, coming in with the heat. Why does that feel so damn hot? Why? Dude, what the hell is this? Look. Jeremy says benchmark foolproof LMAO. In comparison to Glass A, whatever B is, feels hot and young. Clip it. Sorry. Gotta stop saying that. I'm pretty much out of guesses. I mean, I'm going to just guess some stats on Glass B. I'm drinking so much of it so quickly that it's taming itself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So Glass B is like more red fruit. But with all those notes I said earlier, like how intense it was. I think this is some sort of George T. Stagg or Stagg Jr. But I just don't know. I don't know that I've had one quite like this. It could be like an early version of Stagg Jr. Everybody said those were really hot. I've never had anything, back from those days. And this could be like an off year for George T. Stagg. Could be a Bowman cask strength. That just popped into my brain. A Bowman cask strength. But it doesn't smell like the batch 3 that Jeremy sent me. Like, not even close. All right. It's hard. Like, Glass B, doing this blind, I don't know if it's just the comparison to Glass A, or if it really is just kind of feeling overly hot. Is it a Mr. Sam? It's got this maple note in it. Glass A had it too. Maple note that Mr. Sam had. I tried a batch. I think it was batch 2 I tried. All right, we're going to lock in. I'm going to say it's a Mr. Sam, Glass B. I'm going to say Glass A. The reason I'm saying Mr. Sam is because there's Canadian blended in. It's pretty high proof. The one I tried I really liked, but there are 2 other batches. So, Glass B. It tastes like an old William LaRue. I gotta do one more little sip. I'm gonna be mad that I drank so much of this tomorrow, or just after I reveal what it is. All right. This is a pappy. I gotta say, it's a pappy 15. All right, let's do the reveal. Where did I put these? Is this it? No. Oh, it's in this thing. Okay. Sample A, I'm gonna say is pappy 15. Sample B, I'm gonna say is a Mr. Sam. Damn. Really? Really? What? Okay. Well, George T. Stagg 2018, I'm going to be tracking that down. Stagg Junior Batch 12 tasted like that. Okay. Well, I cannot believe I'm going to sell my batch 12s now. Wow. I love batch 12 Stagg Junior. It's a hot mess in this comparison. It's a hot mess. George T. Stagg 2018. Dude. All right. Here's the deal. I feel like recently I've been seeing George T. Stagg 2018 and 2017 on secondary dropping. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the 2018? I could just open this up and read it. The 2018 I think is 124.9, right? Yeah. So I've been seeing this drop on secondary with the 2017. And I thought, well, maybe they're not as good. Like maybe these are not great batches. This is ridiculous. Dude, this is everything I want in a whiskey. GTS 2018. And Stagg Junior Batch 12, which I've traditionally loved. It ain't doing it. It ain't doing it. So this 2018 George T. Stagg is so freaking dusty. And I'm thinking like Pappy. I'm thinking like 07 WLW, like the most dusty, wheat, funky things you can imagine. And this is not a wheater. So twice tonight now, I have mistaken Mashbill 1 for wheated. So I got to shore that up for Matt Madness. Damn. Tim, batch 12 is delicious. This George T. Stagg 2018 kicks it in the nuts. Like, that's what's crazy. Wow. Yeah, Jesse, that's a better way to end the stream, dude. George T. Stagg 18. I'm going to have to get one of those. How does it compare to 16 from memory? I think the 16 is going to take this one, but it's hazmat. Like, it has advantages, you know? I cannot believe Stagg Junior Batch 12 tastes like this compared to this pour. It's freaking me out. Jeremy, I love turkey. Absolutely love it. Someone is driving very loudly outside of my... Wow. Not sure if you can hear that. They must be cool. Man. Tim, you're right. It should outpace the Stagg Junior, but man, this is what Stagg Junior, George T. Stagg should taste like. 2020, it brightened up, still good though. And after 2020, we do not get George T. Stagg like this anymore. We just don't. Okay. Well, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. This is almost 3 hours in, so for the 110 people still left, go to bed. I'm going to go to bed too after I clean up. Thank you for hanging out. Check out the Patreon if you haven't already. $5, $10, $25, $50 a month. A lot of different options. And $5 might seem like a small amount on the surface, but it's very helpful in the grand scheme of things. Bringing people into the community and into the Discord. So thank you. Thank you for the super chats and the support. I hope the folks that won the EVERNORTH bottles tonight and the samples enjoy them. We will do another giveaway like this next week for the other barrel of the EVERNORTH rye whiskey that we picked. And I think that's it. I went through every single glass of this type tonight in this room. So if that's not impressive, I don't know. Cheers. I'll see you tomorrow. New video tomorrow. New video Sunday. And I'm hoping for a Monday, Wednesday drop next week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday live stream, Sunday. Yeah, Scotch Sunday next week. So 3 videos next week and a live stream, taking into account that I'm going up to Michigan for, to EVERNORTH to pick up these bottles on Tuesday. So that's going to do it. 5-foot tier, $5 tier is a deal. Lots of water. Yeah, the dishwasher will be full tonight. All right, guys, cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Devin, Jesse, Jeremy, Brett. Who else did I take? Amy, mystery samples. Brandon sent the same Zeppelin Bend. Thank you, guys, for sending these samples. Fun stream. Cheers. And GTS 2018. Holy crap. I'll see you soon, guys. Cheers.